A peace. Say we no me no come to two armies. Me Russian army, we British army. Naminya at the red white flag at Tempumpe. That is my surrender. They respect the law and don't know be out to be you bet you say a prisoner of war. Yamu Dianidi, who practice local hospital. Just a law no a year even in the battlefield. That be before the massa Debbie. Lord Debbie. Don't team for your roll car for a betty or so to me. Or be punish so bad what shall support or the sick I grow no more coon. I just say a team one thing. What defeat were you? And still was I punish you before you die? Ronnie on your sir. On Russian troops and American troops. When you white flag in the pay a signal a signified peace will be out to be. What you want? Now you don't
president don't be an answer for.
I said to me at Timodino. No. Sir, I quite by what yes, you can't people or Pelu Praia or big Jerry Moon in Nema. No reason to justify say, your presidential jet, it can only travel 6 hours. Maybe other or maybe longer than 6 hours. Until that while behind that jet, between us. I fly out 8-10 hours non-stop. I mean,
and in Bono,
31st May for you. You can 6 hours. Now I stop over Kobe, so no, I refuel. You the petrol for a goon. And one like here, sir. Your papa Kwame Nkrumah, a day to Kwame Nkrumah. Now, Ghana, Yesikano, Yakoto, 3 VC-10 aircraft. Ghana is the run. Baku. Ena woma Ghana Airways Corporation ijai enko land ye dey call Peking China no. Otu free Ghana Kotoka Airport 21st of February 1966. We fly from Kotoka Airport first stop over Cairo, Egypt or Kuala Lumpur. No I had refuel from Accra to Cairo, Egypt. We free Egypt and we fly from Cairo to Moscow and it's a stopover for fueling. And San will free Moscow, Russia, to Peking. Oh, and one can say, what play more about 2 Africa Airport straight to Peking. I have 15 hours flying time from Ghana to China. I have 15 hours. So, coming back, what did you come on the air trot with not being prenum prensa and Okoye. And so, we'll be by there also on the open direct flight for 10 hours. Grand one and view with the Dino and Dano Jarry. Say, obey exercise squaring in and why it was so non-stop.
Yo, that's it. That's it. Once you know the buyer, no. To me, I need to more thing. And that's what has Morgan now. You could see on us today. Morgan.
Fire.
That is saying.
Namia do more. Mecha will be Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Morgan. Good afternoon. Ghana. Ghana, the Riabo.
Book club be a
Why? Mamma says,
oh, Ghana.
What did you Kube see a garden?
Come on.
Because I said, me and a woman trouble, a woman get the embrace. Yeah.
My film. I mean, yo, Morgan. I don't want that one.
I'm no Yajam and Thomas as I am
now. My uncle and Assam, so now, we are with you. I don't want that one. So happy.
My minister last person now beside Wafachum.
Okay, start away. Me and Abiso, and some call Eldaso, and some
Papa Smiley beside that. Obisa and the country say wickedness, or no, I can't say any wickedness. Now, or no, not dream ignorance. But on one case,
can say a wickedness.
Yes, or say any wickedness, nay, ignorance. But I know no body at the starting program. No, actually, say Subano a pure wickedness. Why? because politician now, oh yes, all this as when you go for the not TV media, you know, you say comedy. Only say and you need to have benum. Only say your education system in your health in your she go ye and that's only more wonim. But when say well yes I near way na my ya sum do yen you dey be some more. And you know personally no boy you know say they keep us hungry so that when we're going to get some food, our brother has to be our enemy. So this is a very slaverish mentality. You see, it's so slaverish. I don't know how our own people will adopt this kind of attitude towards their own people, because that is how the white man intended to keep you enslaved. So who did you now me? Oh, me are not your enemy. Into one the camp, no more fighting. And there be the all my own me, and there be. And I have pure wickedness. Papa Smiley said, just ask what Chumi saying. I have pure wickedness. You can't describe it in any way. Say Ebia near one more year no nimwa. You can't say ignorance. But these are people who have traveled. These are people who call themselves educated. They've seen enlightenment. So you can't turn around and say it's ignorance again. No. We say Obia or Zabzubri Krabiase and Yusuban will be actually no to find that Okuhu and lie. The person is not even enlightened. On no your way, I make us say ignorance because nipa there, when you are enlightened, your way of thinking is also oriented. What you say? But these people they should have been oriented by now because they spent majority of their time outside. The enlightenment we are speaking about today, we are calling for. They have seen it, they have experienced it. So if they come back and they turn a blind eye and then do what they are doing, you can't turn around and say it's ignorance. It's wickedness. Me know what you mean.
Yo, Vogana, Motin and Cano, what can be up to offer two genesis, and I confess him here or ne speaker, Eka and Wansam, and maybe a cum, speaker there be. Gofono omoye gofo omuni nyomoye ho ga se de omuni mpa omako school omo tu kwan ito omuni mpa na abro e de ye wo mama yenko tie
na fa na mamenka first question no
ka no
okay. So just like Baumiaka, today we are seeing the ripples of its own statements. As of today, the dollar is 50 pesos.
Morgan,
Papa Smiley, fire.
Yeah, figures here. Can you recall the rate as it was in 2016 or 2017? Now, am I who the exposure and how I am?
I don't remember exactly, but it was less than 4 cities.
Okay, go ahead.
It was less than 4 cities. I don't remember exactly.
Being exposed. Then this government have been exposed big time.
Of course. That is why when people like Kwabena are talking, I tell them to keep quiet because they have no moral right to even talk. They don't have it. They don't have moral right.
Oh no, or a communicator or only government.
Debbie. Listen.
My hero was getting for money.
Money bill. And then Nipana or say if the fundamentals are weak, the dollar will expose you. The dollar has exposed the person, yet you are claiming say nipa no yard. Or no comment or no
okay.
That is my problem. Men can the same view. And to bring it to your brother.
Morgan Saptre, Bofia, speaker, you see, you can use that Bofono for Minia Fabana. Maybe you're ignorant. The air question Anna.
When the subject matter is changed, don't you see how brilliant he sounds?
Mukasa, na yese, akwa bisu no me ba na me di ya o ma me nua se mo se ye can different topic na dwum da o fine enye ka Ghana ahote bia na adwen no se bi
So you can't call that
you see fire you see said the organ ka say you can other subjects yeah, not kwapna bomodin pan, right?
Was it that they have a court? Was it an argument that fine?
Okay, not you. Okay, no so crying, another thing altogether. But young funny say, I say, Emra na you go school, so now, and you'll be a year very good in all the subjects, right? Nah,
I'm going to a good lawyer. What is that? Who is a good lawyer? Who's not just 3 years course?
Morgan to was it? Share.
But these people, that is
no. You see, many assumption. You see, in my line of duty, what I have learned, and they say, the age of Methuselah has got nothing to do with the wisdom of what Solomon.
Okay, Solomon, and
na obi anyini said ye kra no a you shouldn't assume say nipa no enim nyansa na so onim bibi because that is unya yesa na ahwe wow you open yourself up for disappointment. I me can't say me check on you
Morgan ubenya bibiri araba
na ye was school no even yekoye exams enye obia ana eye ade ewo all the subjects na ye final exams even JSS and SSS no obu oho no a subject bi no anya B we no anya C de oye ade pa no anya A de onya ade no utimi so utimi nya E ebi wo kora na ye refer no ohun o so sa ye de be o sa twuru biun
okosa ko twuru
entino enya abotre ohun ebi ana baabi a ohun ni se kwabena na dwunu mu da honom no ho ne stronghold a wo ya de aka no afi ne wo ye pull up kakra ye de be ediba me assume
any down bonny play now wo dware no ebi Ghana for ebi ni nsu a wo mbenu ye ni ekwan ye ni electricity no ignorance
answer eno ka hu bi ne ye bon komo sa nkomo ya ye bon ne about fundamentals no so
obaka program no hasem akere mu ne
no kwasema ewom ene say unim say when you grow up in an area where they kill people every now and then, when you grow up, killing it's not strange to you. It's not anything new to you. So, sir.
It's a fact.
Oh, I do there.
Sometimes, say when we are addressing issues, not every now and then. No, say you can't. Oh, shas ya na oka dollar no ho asem no. Emre bia no say dollar no eye week say na. They inject new fresh dollars in the market just to contain it, right? But the fundamental problem no causes we say no, they don't handle it.
Exactly.
So if you move from the finance now the buy ankasa ya brabo mu kura nzo a now the buy ankasa ya brabo mu kura mpo a ohun ade ba akon so a ewo so ehunu say problem bi eba we have to get down to the fundamentals na ye hu say this is the programming this person went through a man ni nyini ye no wa be hu sa na ma we say anasa wo yes sa na ma we say no and then see you identify sa de na it will help us to do the reprogramming yentimi anya ne sa de ye bia no eti se yenuanom abamufo edisika dollar de be injecting new dollar just to contain or just to keep the rate at some point we wouldn't get any long lasting solution to the problem enti said ya wo kan no say wohwe obi abrabo eneyi the best of all ways for you to deal with the problem pa no was so hwe baby the environment the fundamentals are nipa no fam woye de be onyiniye were they strong or no was he living in an affluent society, a society or no you see it takes only the wise one and ultimate emotional transposition. What we call emotional transposition is your ability to transpose yourself into another person's or another character. And see, you may be living in an affluent society, but emotional transposition, let's say, although you are living affluently, imagine your life as a pauper. Imagine your life as someone feel, taste with all your five senses, no, appreciating, sanipano, dear, all go through. A banesa, even in your affluent life, no, a boama unhubia or war, sa life na why emotional transposition, you know what feeling, no, utimia dear, a boano. It takes only wisdom to be able to do that. And this will be a level within an affluent environment. Let's wo I bet you. So we take kura na se on your own fahu, na se was wo dware wo wiema obey de be. Obedware. Fire asma make em boa.
Sana tefefe.
So, entino.
Papa Swahili.
Yeah.
Papa so question.
Okay.
What am trying to ask you?
Yo, I'm say offer Musa question. Offer Musa question in Pacho.
Yo, Papa, who start this year? Papa, who kasa this year? Who say if you grow up in an environment you come nipa de biano. I'm say man tiwo what the source say so be sabi ana.
Okay, the person change na say and say kwabna e sha say ba radio use no use bro fu bi was say norm, right? Norm no chere say the things that you have seen over and over and over again, no. So say uhu bi wa any strange to you. And you what the fufro and enu bi ne corruption ho ne ma bia na koso e wo ye ma Ghana mu ohun akoswa ma sese no say HBZ say apostle for correct me sika no in the open because I know I know it is just to tell you say environment the things that you have seen over and over again no when you see another of the things that you have already seen.
Oh, okay.
That is what I meant by that. Why?
Okay. So the last bit, and I'll explain. Now,
but Papa Smile, it's not always the case.
More responsibility.
Papa Smile, it's not always the case. We have kids who grow up in abusive homes. Some grow up and realize that because I was abused, I will not bring my children in an abusive home. So they live by it. Others see it as normal. So when they go into an abusive home, it is okay. So we can't always say that because some people live that life, so it should be okay. No, it's not the standard. No.
Answer Morgan.
It is not always the case.
Entina
Morgan, response.
Entina me the last bit about the emotional transposition bit, no. So I have shared.
I like that. I like that bit that you added. You see, but in a case where you try to preach to the person, in certain cases where it is realistic, where it feels, where the person agrees with you, so you realize that okay, nipa way, I just say nim na udimo, I just said nim na udimo, but I said they won't say na because what's the first subject matter ne pe na kiki in. What knows I said na the person is reasoning at a pace where you would have expected. Saying some now only count on the other person, no, and obe respond in that manner. But it's just share because of what they are getting. Papa, how do we tell me, say, a levy, like E-levy, we are voting, and all NPP, 137 people, say, yeah, the papa. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's not possible to say 137 people who are on the NPP side all think that E-levy is a good thing. No.
Okay.
Even under NDC, those who are shouting, no, we don't want it. When we go to vote today, you will see the hypocrisy. There are some people who will vote for it. So we can't always say that because we have to also try and emotionally transpose the person. We don't also have to tell them what they are doing.
You see. That is. I say, you telling them what they are doing is one thing, right? You getting a solution, you getting them to be able to reprogram themselves, and also another thing. So
no,
so,
you first of all to understand they have a problem.
Problem. You see, Morgan. I say, Wako Hospital. No, so the doctor diagnosing your problem, one thing, right? Anna,
Smiley, before you walk into the hospital, you knew you had a problem.
I say,
so you see, until you get them to realize they have a problem, you can give them a solution.
You see, hey.
They don't see what they are doing as problematic. How do you then propose a solution for them? Tell me. He doesn't see what Kupado doesn't see what he's doing. From what your own statement, it means the Kupado, what he's doing, he doesn't see anything wrong with it. So if he doesn't see anything wrong with it, and I also say that because he doesn't see anything wrong with it, let me leave him. How will Ghana turn out? How will Ghana turn out? Tell me.
Anyway, but what Sassem we say so from another perspective. But can simply say Kotwa Bana the whole of MPP and I say one party for will vote on one side, no. So Gamma be a friend of Franz Kafka, right? We the movie uncle here Franz in name Kuntoko was say one idiot is one idiot. 2 idiots are 2 idiots. 10,000 idiots are a political party. Miss Ankabium.
So you see? So you see, it's so ignorant. Yeah,
Franz Kafka is a Czech Republican.
No. Me bodina no
a Czech Republican philosopher.
Oh, okay. All right then, Marty.
You understand? He's got some nice sayings.
No. Your boy.
You know what happened? When he died, he authorized his friend to burn all his writings.
Oh, why did he do that?
But the friend didn't do it. That's what you have.
Why did he authorize him to burn all his writings?
Some prosecution now. So for that, they were trying to prosecute because of his writing. In this amount, that was the reason. All the controversy against the Russians and.
Okay. All right then. You find this one more. Now let's see. I saw so busa question. You ain't hear Nesika answer.
Maybe Manu see.
Okay.
Okay.
And for anu see answer. Why for anu see?
Okay, on the fundamentals, on a broader perspective. So as we are saying, look at in Kwalakra, you bring your up, whether in a primary, in a public schools, in a private school, or even with the schools. You know, there are special schools. You see how all of them will turn out. Those who in the primary school will have to, if you want them to turn out like any of the special schools and the private schools, means you have to go the extra mile just to do that. So the fundamentals of every situation, even in construction, when you are building your house, tell me, you've seen plenty buildings collapse because the foundation alone was weak. No matter how strong you build the rest of the building, it will come down. So, Akufo-Addo, are you saying Akufo-Addo? Yes, the fundamentals are weak.
Now is it beyond that?
I'm not saying it's beyond that.
His fundamentals could be weak.
But they touted themselves to have the men and have the know-how and whatever.
You see, one thing I've always I met one friend, okay, and he was telling me, complaining, say, they said this, they are doing that, they said it, they are doing that, they said this and they are doing that. And I'm Busa and say, Bibi. If looking at the time, energy, space, and circumstances of our nation at that time, and even in this time, now also you believed, say, in the space of bare 8 years, all that they are saying, you know, they will be able to do it. And you stood on that to vote for them. Oh, and you also a problem. Right? Because
oh no, Papa Smiley. It's not entirely true.
And so they entirely open.
We've seen government come and go. We gave Kufuor how many years? 8 years. Rollins had how many years? Look at the time frame
another kind of worms.
Mahama. Wait. Look at the time frame within which Mahama did what he did.
What did he do? No. One second. What did he do?
Mahama.
Yes, what did he do?
You see, aside the corruption, which have not been proven, I'm expecting say Omo Taute say as corrupt with all the allegations. By now, Mahama and by now, but those allegations until they are proven, that's like they say in the court of law, you are innocent until proven guilty. So as of today, they don't have any yardstick to say is corrupt. Again, it's achievement. Look at we have seen infrastructure. I call them achievements because I look at how much money he got in his time, the loans he accumulated, and everything he did. And when I look at the outcome, I call it achievement. As of today, free SHS being run by Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo has not put up a single school block to run his free SHS. He is running majority of it on the E-blocks of Mahama. The Dumsor that Akufo-Addo is touting himself as being the person who has solved the problem, he has not added a single arm of electricity to it. He hasn't done nothing to add to the Dumsor problem. So today, Akufo-Addo is an empty barrel.
Papa Smiley, can I ask Vaughan a question?
That is why I said you are about to open a can of worms.
Let me ask Vaughan a question.
Okay, Busan quickly. Why na
Yes. Vaughan, you are telling us Mahama and his people created infrastructure. Okay. Bagbin. Bagbin was the health minister. If that infrastructure you people are proud about was proper infrastructure, why didn't he benefit from that infrastructure?
Papa Smiley told you earlier that the things they are used to is what they do. You shouldn't expect them to be doing what you are doing. The man has been flying to go.
Morgan, nananom say o defense na dey ba na strong ntino. Wo mama wa homa na theater, right? Hey, wasaba o. On nananom ko challenge. Morgan, to aso enefo anu si. Why?
This is the lifestyle that people have lived all this while. Why are you expecting him that today, just because a hospital has been built, you know, or be giant the hospital? Tell me, Papa Smiley, why are you expecting, say, a Kufuado or no what's in a private jet tomorrow now, baby president? Why are you expecting him to be doing economy traveling? You don't expect Abambabin to be still doing. It doesn't matter which hospital they build.
So they are lying me to tell us they are building infrastructure for us because the infrastructure is not fit for purpose.
No. If you say, listen, it may not be up to the standard you and I would want it, but at least
including themselves.
Wait. Let me land. But at least their government came into power. They accumulated loans which you and I will have to continue paying. At least, even if what they did is not up to the standard you and I are seeing, it is better than Akufo-Addo's loans, which he has nothing to show for. That is the only thing I'm saying here.
You see,
it is better than the one who has nothing to show for. Who has gotten more loans.
With those of you who are polarized is this. If that thing is rubbish at all, because it's available, it's better. Availability is not success.
This is not.
Look at the ambulance. The ambulance is available. But it's not fit for people.
No. Wait. Of all the money Akufo-Addo has collected, of all the loans, of all the tax increment he has done, of all the COVID levy and whatever Akufo-Addo, what is there to show for?
Baba Mali,
what is significant?
And Yama and the senior MPP pros and cons.
What is there to show for?
Morgan, that is why I said, one here,
Thank you.
You'll be opening a can of worms, right? Because truly, if we want to go into Sadia Okana, I don't use. If I want to grow, I don't use the dwarf as my yardstick, right? I don't. If I want to grow, I don't use the dwarf as my yardstick. It doesn't help me. It doesn't do me any good. You know. What the young fellow see how for now. Na young queen. Na Nesika, maybe a question.
Papa Smiley, I'm not by any means saying that we should go for Mahama.
Okay, you.
Nobody should get me wrong. I'm not by any way saying that we should go for Mahama.
Yeah, and I'm
saying if we are to compare the two, he is better than Akufo-Addo. I'm not saying we should go for him.
Oh,
no.
Okay. Even
I have admitted that to compare the two now, we're far better.
Okay.
That's all. American election. It was between Trump and Clinton or by a body code. Trump was no one. On this platform, yes, only two evils, but we have to take one. It happened on this platform.
Yeah, I'm unfortunate.
On this the same platform, you can say during election, yeah, American for, but you hear, Mammy Trump, Mammy Clinton, your body could do a more thing or corrupt. Trump is one, no one about them. In the two evils, now American we're going to choose, but I have to choose one.
Okay.
I don't want them to walk on
you
consistency.
Okay.
Mahama, Akufo-Addo. Which is which? What Gamma say? What should we do 5 years? Then I'll be 0.3. That is what the guy say.
Okay. All right. Fire.
But fire.
It's nah. No quick one.
If two things are not good,
okay.
The fact that one.
Listen. When I say nah, it's nah. That is what it means. Don't push yourself in. Nanesika, Yanko.
Papa, be cheche obibia.
Obiajo, so what it?
Papa, okasa bom no. Oh my, yes area say baby a ubenyini no. Enyema bi owa. my friend said they be a wing baby out, you know, they be a crap watcher. And to do certain stage, you not all through area, our council whom baby a crap watcher, and you won't be. And I'm a boy.
Savepe, Yanko, it's you.
And you know, and say the back, Yamayo say more. Yea, you say my Ghana, or mine, or Maya, Sabit, Ketas, chest, any pro, yen, I am. I will be any cheer. It is true. Yen penny for Papa, and I yen soon. Yeah, you can you move here to pine. Bonnie because they be new exposure, and I was. The new mark for in a different way be. Yen penny for so to do an answer to pine. I dear me, I have a woman farmers, also with the same thing.
Okay.
It is more being a bit with the above move.
Okay. All right.
As you say, we should help them now. And more bank, na me, I'm betting. Met me, it took forward, and then a coup forward will want. And then just a new man who come in who be that.
Okay. All right.
You are compensate for I'm going to tears my make.
All right. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm part of my.
Okay. Thank you very much. Say you refer let channels kakra bi ya wa hase ya right me catch you say emra na me wo university no so ye wo enkrofo bi a wo mo e dia ne say wo mo e lecture so no ma ba fie no ma lecture no ma ba fie wo mo die nyina e de be eno no ana ye wo enkrofo bi a wo mo de university na ye de be e fa wo mumu ankasa so it goes through them until omunwie no na said the university asite no they become universal beings so any ya eti ase no emra na ye wa Atlantic call na sabi profane songs no nyina na ye tubi ade ase ye tu profane se meka sa profane songs no nim sa anyem kro no meboa na sika o so nim okay ne to be ya to wi a ne asa akwa asori aka ho ni nyina ne yi bi school ho no enti university no afaye mu right but nkrofo bi ho no mu a omo de omo fa university no mu saa na nkrofo bi nso aba abrochire omo be face new environment said ye wo kana but abrochire ne mfa wo mu omo de omo fa abrochire saa na akọ right if you say hi one so na sika trying to change someone no in fact idea bi a said you nyansani bi kan no say yesterday I was clever, I tried changing the world, today I'm wise, I'm changing myself. The tie nyina ne say ebe din pa said the obese osesa na na kufu ade no ebe din Nemum said me can no. If you are able to change your consciousness towards another person, the change is beginning from you. The residue will cause the other person to change. Inti me de abe a okoma yenu anu MPP4 £100 na ebo a wo mu ema wo mutimi ye campaign eba aban mu eye mfato ho right say enipa be say 100 argument sake and so decided say yeah more say sika ni bi wa on be short and on nye short they will start questioning adentina afiri e omo mai sika ni bi e ade ana omahu right e de na yensesa so that we will be able to gain their trust once again enti wo wasesa no it is pushing them or the other person to also think of changing. But so we call him straight pa say I want to na me catch na say me person me sana nesika na me sana nesika no adding enti so ka say mo aba na ye betimi e de aboa wo mo for them to change what I will tell you and say get as many people including yourself to come to that understanding say the change within them must happen first so that the change without can follow. Else, complaints ya na ebe yesa. and you bet to us for another 60 years, and we wouldn't get so much to put on the table. The American ewo home and Nanesika. Okay.
Martin mentioned it in
Yo, Mr. Medasipa. Why? Yeah, offer a German aba homano so. Enti mumientie offer mensa na miwia ma hese offer body aye ready a mako offer body so. A German sa bama so.
Again kase.
Mpom ti den.
Yeah, we.
Good. Fundamentals no, ene ne yeka ho asem ene. Boy nkomo.
Professor Michobia.
Obia je odo.
Adi 209. Enti fu ba power no. Now the economy was in a good shape. Kufuor left the economy in a good shape. The lower income status. Now in this phone say they are going to make it better. Indeed, Kufuor has grown cocoa production from 350 metric ton to almost close to 1,000 metric ton. And 2010, they hit that or discover oil mine. In this phone, the economy was growing at 14%. It became the fastest growing economy in the world, one of the fastest growing economy in the world. What happened? 2016, the rate has fallen to 3%. Yekra, Brodin, and Yamanyama from Ivory Coast, no power water.
Abasmali, I want to ask you a question.
The heritage loan of 9 billion.
Manim flow kakra ati, manim flow kakra. Eja men sa koso. Koso we dey
If I say something is not correct, tell me that it's not correct.
Eja men sa koso. Wait you.
The heritage at the loan of 9 billion cedis, and they left 122 billion. Ofan Crawford will do 4 years no one to on cow. Yen as the Aquatia mines or turning or getting more 10%. I know they didn't bother to collect the money. Why anything I say if it's not correct, tell me it's not correct. Yen banks nowhere in a mess. Depositors what to Sika. What to Sika. Or what you Sika once and ma there was one at the Simbia. Besia call your position no quick. Besia say he wanted to go and fight the bank workers, you know. Police didn't allow him. Allow her. Now government the other of a loan over to deposit Fuska. Nkofo we university 4 years onyazi onyejumanye wa form association. Hospitals, no drugs. During no beds no because a year before no hospital no ADC apparatus no the jatum show drugs they will be the kind or the jatum to cover their back no show nina beds show no mattresses all the inputs in the show. So the new government came, the hospitals are there, no drugs, no beds. Into what is what should they do?
Eja question busa na ya no na sa o kafoforo.
Me in kafoforo. I'm coming to it.
And you come to it in time one any break.
At that time now, or by now, let me take the hospital as an example. Or by now hospital no hono. Beds in no hono, ambulance in no hono. Should they pursue their own policies? They will be 88. This is hospitals now. No India hospital don't go without drugs, without essential ayina. They have to find money to Mahama ne hospital idea was they were all based on loan. 122 billion loan. how are they going to service? Or yet the government money, why read audit what you see? Oh, loan no 122, no other service. I should take the calculator and work for me 25% for 5 years. How much did the present government has paid on interest alone? Because some of them were on moratorium. 5 years, how much have they paid for 25%, 122? Where is the money?
Answer, Ajabensa. Sasemo aya wokai no so the service of the loans right? I don't know. Has any government official, particularly those people in the finance, have they come out to openly say their work, to let us know the cost of servicing our loans, Anna?
Now, budget, you don't read the budget, Budget, is every year, read it.
Okay, all right.
You have to read the budget,
Ajabensa, won't we read it, right? Okay.
Work out.
Ajabensa, please. Don't let us go there. Listen, also, Mimi reading it. It's not about working it out. It's about telling me. I don't want to work it out. No, wait. And the question is there a government official like or Babontia or Beka your debt stock now? So or kind of said say this is how much it has costed us in the service of our debt now. Is there anyone who said they're okay? Who have you heard it from?
I've heard it from so many of them.
Who? I want a government official who has said it as you are saying it.
You want the government official? Papa always say transport offending. Oba Peace FM on Tuesdays. He has said it.
Papa dear, okay.
I Benjamin Ochre something.
Hi.
He's a lecturer at the University of Edinburgh. What do you call it? Central University. Also Abeka. I mean, it's there. I mean, what I'm saying, if it's not correct, tell me it's not correct that they haven't paid interest on the loan. Tell me. Are you not the economist?
Papa Smiley.
Ajabensa. Or the
NF1 is servicing the loan. You're economist. Tell me.
You see, I'm not saying they are not servicing loans.
Papa Smiley, let me tell him how they are servicing the loan. Mr. Mensah, look, if you don't know the thing, don't come here and blow. Look, you know the government this month, they are going to raise the loan of 3.5 billion cedis. That 3.5 billion cedis, they are going to use it to pay another loan. You understand? Because the loan and the interest is due for payment. So they are going to, it is like you have a credit card debt. And the debt is due. You don't have money to pay. So you want to raise another credit card to pay. Is that what you are telling us? They are managing the loan?
So how did they get the money to pay for the interest of the loan? Or even the...
Exactly. That is why they are going for another loan to repay the existing loan.
Yeah, that's why they're getting loan to pay for it. That's why they're getting loan to pay for it. Exactly so.
They are what?
Let me come to the fundamentals. Let me come to the question of fundamentals, Fundamentals, no condition is permanent.
The fundamentals are not good.
Let me tell you.
Why? Mon practice intolerance. Why? Mon practice tolerance.
Our export earnings, are not matching up with the demand for foreign exchange. Because of the COVID, the price of crude oil fell to almost $10 per barrel. So we got almost nothing from the oil. 2020 and 2021. Nancy na price na koso kakra. Na nyama ye kra from Obuchi so ne bo akoso. Even ordinary freight charges have gone up. Freight a 20-feet container and now 40-feet container and 12,500 is now $15,000. Now a S factory price be countries ye kra nyama wono COVID be actually one. And also they are not producing. So the prices have gone up. This is what is affecting the economy, not only Ghana, but the whole world. Me Tesco here will me tomo 4.99 pounds per 5 kilos. Now it's 12.99. Go to any departmental shop, go and shop, go and see all the prices have gone up. Germany is complaining. America is complaining. Everybody, all the economies are down. So that has affected our earnings. That's why the foreign exchange dollar in a kosor. These are the fundamentals, you know. The fundamentals are weak now.
Okay, all right then.
Our export and is not matching with our demand.
Yo, Yati, so I'm here who fundamentals. No, thank you very much. Emre Semino, you can come back. Why? Yo, Mami hey, Vagan, na person who said answer question me boy.
I maybe say also for economy no na okay. Now besides say how does economy which is doing well go into currency redenomination? Redenomination, if our economy was doing well, would we have needed to do redenomination? What is he talking about?
Redenomination, $10,000, $10,000 cedis was equivalent to $1. And what was the Isam Kutuku na bags, Kuku bags, no koya? That's why they did the redenomination to make it easier to handle. And it was 1-to-1. By the time
that shows that your economy is not doing well.
1-to-4.
That shows your economy is not doing well.
The rate of exchange, was now 300%.
You don't know what you are talking about.
All right. Thank you very much. That's it. Why? That's it. Papa
Smiley.
Yes.
Let me appreciate Morgan. Papa Smiley, let me appreciate him.
Okay.
Don't be brave or economic management, but the money management. In the area, it was one of the worst during his era as compared to Togo, because West Africa, no say with all the sources that we have. Only after 8 years, the country cannot perform. Now your court says Zimbabwe. And Kako Bank of Swa Kutoku. And idea about the guy and redenomination or more, it was a worst economy we had. Say, upon the many go with black ha na Morgan ha. What me appoint this idea, many pa, he doesn't only speak or hear from what or what I didn't say. Aha. Opa, me the idea to platform no smoke here. The benefit of the HIPIC. Kufuor or more documented area and before well look at it. A KVIP, need got test, need feeder rules. The benefit
that's
of
all KVIPs. That's all.
This was documented by the MPP and the Kufuor. You call this one in the middle of what is economy? Well, I'm happy that says Yamum Pumbo even so Bekasa on people who don't understand certain things or ignorant. There are people like Morgan, Abby, who speak for the platform. I answer Obiebe Otiera say, said, I have for also give me your dana. What I say, Morgan Amishra.
You, fire. I didn't the associate where you know. Now, Faye, Mamma call, one and Kirby, say, Quabnan Kirby, me what?
Papa Smiley, you have not called me. I've just been asking questions. You have not called me.
Quabnan, I'm said, Quabnan, you're ready. Abby.
So if I didn't prompt you, just be playing around.
But what is wrong by prompting the speaker? Even in Parliament, you have to catch the eye of the speaker. You're not going to pass. I know the knife by now.
Fire! When George Bush went to Saudi Arabia, you saw how he was scared. Because all the people he was mingling with, they've got knives on their chest. You saw the sword.
Say Abby say Abby Yesu papa so Yesu papa so dey the two so nkwan na need agro so choose bit to say Jack Saw. So Rip Saw.
Right? My father in reality was a carpenter.
You see now.
All these two.
And bloodline in Muneba. So
and you want to know and you are junior. So about buy a carpenter, don't you say? You go back to know we are junior.
Hey, young quiet now. Him say Obosomfo and so around na yam Obosomfo somra. Why?
Go. Let somebody go. I'll come back later.
Okay, you. Oh, if you are not why title kitwe baby ntino de okay I mean ntino yama Obosomfo emre na Obosomfo enso enkebi e wonen koma ye boy ho right after that let me say my shift to another gear. Yeah.
Obosomfo ba I have an titles now board approval man no. He's one of the honest people on this platform. Now go for ensure to be honest. So we can try you be so presenter. Now they are quite cheap. Yes, I feel so alcohol. Yes, I know some poor one yet. Well, what can you say I'm gonna be now no dear girl.
Okay, all right. No,
that I'm me match can say only you. Now yeah, because you know we are working. Me what person na Nesika. Well, if you young than the Buhasa, what I say, and we know that there's a lot of platform a bot. A shaban and a party bottom. You can go and do those things there. Not here, you can't.
Fire there.
Some of us will take the pepper and use it. Okay. No, sometimes let's call it spade. What do I say?
Mr. PY.
My patata no ma Obosomfo manamra.
The title required there him review.
Obosomfo a kind of correct.
Okay. So title no. Okay. Yo, Obosomfo. Our kind of correct. Now, and son Obosomfo Bekasa and Mr. PY see more we say. Was he a movie?
Okosroba from Kra.
Also Okosroba from Kra. Minim the until I was here more side you we say was it one more time.
Okosroba from Kra.
Ansana Obosomfo Chemi. Ejachumo.
Yes sir, yes mama.
Yeah, what say you sister ya no manage ho pa, right?
Don't do me what? Hey, so bad.
Fire. Now fire on your testimony ejachumo. Edia na ya unya wa kwandi for radio. Busa the testimony answer.
I don't know how to spark it Rambo gra. Why? What's the spark it?
Fire the testimony ejachumo ho no answer na wakọ Obosomfo so am so jema msisi ameba. Why?
What yes the idea na na oba hawija. We know a platform this.
Oh, that you know, you see, dear. So, me see, and me get to say, Nippon being so, Asian, Bakum, you being so, a free miss me all. And here, and ye, see, so, and I, you know, it drew baby Anna and Tokwan in Timu Bomana, Embia, Cramidem, I dream one and Pessa ye day.
Now, also our own country. Say, who say in transfer bar? How do you feel? Emma was there.
Obidia Fabia and Cahu. This year, Mubusa, you near back. Now, question no, veer off the break. We are there for Cassa Comforce call. We come, oh, we had tradition to mem, timid. I don't come and too.
Oh, why there, Coca?
Tradition to mem. Well,
now, what I my bad for you first. Now, me tears for about 3 years. Nine, oh, me didn't buy you. Now, me move me seriously. We are also fresh, Mr. Minfred. Or you be a Mr. Minfred. Me, I don't have heart for that. Memfre. Na dako akwabi kasa fi America na mse and then they tune out and then they mefre. Na wafa sometimes so also be can throw no possible no fit so be out here na jimiana na disturbing to me. Well, very very disturbing. Inti sa koso sa na esanso change hand. I didn't tell a kwabna semini. Say kwabna ye partisan politics. Ubehuso ye partisan politics. Inti you can either play with him or challenge him. But obiba no person dey boom topic in the hampa. No okoka aget it can come somewhere in any topic in come say just to make you that you are a fool. We are not fools. Oh, if you are ya stress jama esi edi jano too. Oh, usra still it continue. In the wafa obakoso na wati na what because sometimes we can someone sometimes we want to challenge you to know say I some now can you have root in it. And I'm happy say you continue to do what you are doing on the platform for us. And okay, Abeniachi, we admire you. Some of the things that what you may put in place, we think is a good example for us to emulate here. Oh, I mean, I'm going to switch up. Then you have I think almost on four kind of correct. Or you almost on four or self control. Almost on four kind of correct. Almost on four.
Oja Mr. Oma new DHA encore.
Yo, my sister, why you can do that? And you make you know, I mean, call you DHA. And you're back on an escar. Alaska.
I did the show.
Almost on phone, Papa. Obi, Emitina in Mamma. Onyako. Swaba. The Pacono Serno. Obi, Emitina, you were mammy. Mami. Now, they do actually. Aha. Nanaska.
Fire.
As someone speak at the avenue. Or say, sir, Okokotu Yura Baumia. If the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate would definitely expose you. Papa say, Ubetina on a political, and now Ube to me, I am universal. Now, because you say, the antenna. Before in Kanka Ghana for or no per se, a didn't so, or no quite did it. You know what Chiro Momu on Fano. Papa anymore to your friend, your man Penaku Fado, or see and talk a Unshama or Obedjari. No, I am a Bruni, or my doom, or my new, I beg Ghana for young junior, what on a kind. What can say wickedness? Or for Kimberma, or say wickedness, and our lawlessness, and go for him pet Minasudi. What if you can want? I can't them programming and so and no other file and say related to that question part B. What do you know be at you, young cop?
Yo, fire, me that's it. I mean, chia for Minchia Milfa, I'm confusion very mine, Major, Major Mensa. Fire. I was a dear back when they say, from the word go, one aka was, I must say, adian any. So, share yempe questions bisa. Na dear a jachuma casa asem weda. At the quantum yempe question bisa so. We are quackra shots and so bisa questions and ya kawash. And that course bisa question we bold now bisa question now if it is when you sad ye. If it will bisa question and now bisa question if it no be your time for. Yempe question bisa. Fire. Answer na ku for the pet no born to an abe can I bring you say Ghana phone to Abaman. And so somewhere about BBC, my BBC for beside is also be free education. That's the can obey and here. If I talk more cast them, I'm what I say.
Oh, Miss Ipa, what is a coffee and a omoko catcher?
Sir, but now we not there were some people on this platform who were defending that. So we don't like asking questions. Let's bring it to religion. Yankas and religion are a program from our childhood.
because they didn't give us the opportunity to ask questions. And now you bisa questions. Some people have targets say we are devils, we are antichrist, we are evil, we are this. If you don't be said, then as time goes on, then if you don't be a thankful baby because you are asking questions, and which is very sad. And then we have to ask him questions. Senana, Obano, okay, so be A, B, C, D. We nipa de, but the basic ones.
Nanaska, what's your Mr. Question? I'm Mr. Buha. Also, I say, Bissana for the question. Inti, don't you think is a time, sir? Functional organization, FSA and Wahano. Yabe, na Yabisa one question, Sanana. Yatesa so Kodilun. Okojibu European Union this year, Omode, and Shaba said, Ghana Nibia should be vaccinated. Abra Mompono, Omunisalo. It's Ghana also in a Tisuno. Awahi. Naneska, don't you think we have any right to go and ask the president this all important question? Say, what's here to castle? And say, I'm kidding. I'm more born into na money, Papa. It's kind of wahi. Naneska, Casway.
Fire, you won't quite say beside a question. But who shall beside all these questions are? Some people will come and attack you, but at the end of the day, you can't say no. The neck will follow beyond for sono. Or one be kind. And I'll be some questions. Now, be asked. I say Bible, I can't say. Now, some Bible can. Will be some questions. Not a be asked. That's how we are. Sunny in Nipperson is it's very, very sad.
Naneska, only Brunity, I mean, Miss only Brunity. Didn't I be before? So the young go won't tell no. No mind say, no only the other turn any day. Naneska.
Fire, un mad frontier.
Catch say, any pretty you.
On say, me offer coffee chumber map ebeka, eka, or say power.
Power, or say power and a wickedness.
Power, dead. And a secondly, fire. You need timber, you need dog. You dreamy power. And we don't respect nature so as well. Though for me no more nyadrin, I hate them in so many ways. I'm no more nyadrin because I know say in one way or other and for they want to or come a so I'm a progress I catch it. But there's one thing you cannot take away from them. They love nature. Unlike us. Or no quantity they be a friend nana. They be on no quantity a friend nana. Or no quantity they be me offer. No yes, no AGC. One of big accountants. No scapa. Those times no enjoy you. Bear some years back. Anka papa no offer say for a chance one could beat me up, but he decided on Bobia. Or ya dear moon, but and Swanny at the last time, if they do baby, no much. If they Mrs. Tappany, no be the Mrs. Tappany born this year. So what? It's very sad. I don't know. Say nature. Say is the big say religion and I may hear the sound. Say Jane, one won't tiase. Did be a person shining yen or shining yaso. So what say fire see you me. Na museum mo. Na o supervisor. And as a manager. Eh Ghana na ye Ghana ni na so wadwuma ho a. Kwanya wanka so nua bibini Ghana ni a munya mo come see kwanya odo be fast.
Obedi wani no.
Why? Okay. I prefer to come
I can school be recording me money din. Papa smile am say my cancer as my can. Na Ghana ni bi eh supervisor ho clinic. You know, Ghana for man or ban. Or banner could be no person you because of your survivor. No person you. na je ba ko a is then tell me ko hu no sabi o ni se kwa de ho na me di agro me go hu ka tam say what Ghanaian so when you there maybe you one time or say hey we are powerful am so we are powerful who you clean supervisor who the clean supervisor by you dipa o wa boda mana boni be na be sa to asa so me ko ani
I say fire
speaker me wa
asem no said the okay no we want to find the fundamentals no right and to say supervisor the ya okay no we need to find the fundamentals so the be ya womo eba no we will be able to alter certain things so the be ya they wouldn't grow up to become such individuals no be right because said the TBA no Subai, right? It's not like a flip of a coin. Oh, and all of a sudden, so I supervisor somewhere working. No, it was a flip of a coin. And what shall I say? Yeah, no, yeah, there be something started happening. BB Shasie, Shasie, and then certain people did not take note of those things. Internet fundamentals, no. You hear fundamentals, no. Said the yeah. We will know what to alter. Na nesi kabrofo so that programming na ye pese ye no ye hu se de EBCI de be EBCI no anya ne sa ye nso ye befa ayifo suban yi bio governance for government politicians suban yi na se ye nso ye inject dollar na kakra na de gum sa na fundamental thing no ye je chire die fire ya ma na nesi ka ma ye fundamental no ono na di programming no ba ye why
apa fundamental na say we
all right sika
fire
so ti en kan
metemon kapa
sika ho
papa metemon kan
nana sika all right aim say nana sika sika
yes papa
facheme what matimonka why matimonka yo enti fire ya manema ye fundamentals na no hia ye why enu here say one other thing and say ebia na ye draw attention to the fundamentals no ebia na obi a wo tie no said ye wo see etete ne ba and I say or bringing the ba up no na or miss some fundamentals be or miss fundamentals be akora bia obi di video be kire me akora no en kwan esi jaso en kwan ehyepa enso akuledi ni se koton kwan ni mai de be
na we you know position
papa asembc Mr. Mami few seconds
okay all right
breaking news why
okay yo
thank you very much see breaking news at Free London aba me I used to almost say Prince Andrew loses military titles and patronage. Prince Andrew loses military titles and would no longer be called Her Royal Highness, HRI. This breaking news story is being updated and more details will be published shortly. Please refresh the page for the fullest version. This is breaking news from BBC London.
That's it. All right.
Well, almost that way, no, I'm saying a tie into the airplane. Yeah, I have 2 minutes doors on. Well, because I know, because I was saying, wouldn't you mean? We all got me. Wouldn't you buy me here? I brought there. A truth will be a yaw. I brought him my back. One, you know, what a be a CBS in the title HR and now, yeah, Jeffrey himself. You ever friend just Prince Andrew? That will be a account with you.
Okay. All right then.
Papa Smiley. You see, this
that fits into Rambo's. You said one format title will be.
You see, these are the control mechanisms we are talking about. There's a
control man.
You understand? There's a consequence for whatever you do. Yeah. Mr. Chum, can you tell Asantehene or Asanteheni's child or family? Can you do this to them?
No, you. Hey, you better try to. You better probably. Yabaka se men si Kumasi. Last time they told Kwasi Pram say, "Ya man si Kumasi obi."
Exactly.
Because you brought to see a Ghana.
Do you understand? So this ties into the fundamentals we are talking about. The whole fundamental is wrong.
You can't know. So okay, okay.
When you miss them,
I breaking news now for the buy. You know who back of our car then as a and then you know. Mama, yeah, call Naneska so. Naneska, you're not fancy because every was fire pan or deba. Na young corner. For fundamentals, no, not programming. Then Tina, you go for Omutimo DC. A been a concern to say, yes, say, the military tax, tax. Na Ghana, the interview Bisa. What is happening to us? Yeah, why not? Naneska, programming. Pa na abra ya be na future leaders some ba on be steady yanko
fire solution ni ba ko fundamentals ni ba fire atemeka
obi atonka
ene na ya ma mra ye adwuma sisi yi o se mra ne ye adwuma now we should take responsibility of our own actions.
And that's two responsibilities. Taking responsibilities.
Because the moment you start to take responsibility of your own actions, you don't know God, you don't know Satan. Oh, you think twice. Are you stupid? Why, Jimmy? Why? In the 21st century, age of Aquarius, you are telling me, sir. What are you telling me? Sir, are you for real? Are you? Come on. We have to start responsibility of our own actions and stop hiding behind Satan and God.
Responsibility.
Now you're bold. You need to be bold. So we need to speak up. Now the intimidation that or say you're shooking it out. Now you're bold. Now we are too timid. We are too timid because of our programming with regards to Christianity and Islam. And it's what you be brave.
Wako can't be ama makai mamiwe na I ama benywa do ni profile owi ye ko kan kakra ena ma de mate but ni style ntina me cheda mpenasem but okohwe adia na ye Olegon ye grofo ya abrache o onse in the 80s no e come by Ghana they say they mo bre Olegon for no na what the bar senior staff lectures no omo che efa one mo no bottle back na junior staff no 4 omo afa back na junior staff na 4 eche mo bottle back no omo mo atua e monica the senior staff wo de onya back free untua hwe what Legon no ama do it was then a secretary or something no say they abrasibly and ordinary the runners buy no he was recommended to run and say, or a person who against injustice. And I run the park and crop. These injustices have been with us. The entire program is say, why we a lecturer? What you are doing? Why the mood bottom back? Won't you hear? What case no? Omo ekwachamo bottom back by 4. Go for an ekwachamo omo muntu mono. What kind of people are we? The entire program is sir. Anesika. What they see timid and what come off at the end of bisa and we don't want to take responsibility any nimeraso if you had the account now creating solutions fundamentals programming of the Ghanaian mind they are in a way I dream it's in your boy brasa Nanesika so I want to make candia
fire na comprincess ni so doso dodo enti from now on also no yembo ya bra say nipa ya dwen ye mai adwene nya adwuma mo ye nyu so adwene is one of the greatest app You can never do anything on this planet without Adreno. It's not Adreno in the animal kind.
Papa Small Bisa, Morgan Sembi. Into Papa Chairman say, ministers do more way, or money adding.
Fire, I'm telling you, sir, ministers, they bring you, or may you might be not to add to baby. Because when you might be, tell me, so when you to baby, tell me, pa. So when you might be into baby, then I your member of parliament, any ministers, I would buy your mocha, your bomb hookah. Now send me back. What things are somewhere dear? Somewhere dear. Also, me use my job because say, oh, you idiot. You know, none of political party that take a stand in, you know, automatically only so take a stand. When it comes like that, you become ability. One I can't answer. Because they are so emotionally attached to their political party, vice versa, to their religion. And this happened to some of us on this platform. We are so emotionally attached. And when you become so emotionally attached, you can't even think.
Papa Snally, I can't coach to be one of the philosophers or a common philosopher. Was he? One person, an idiot, two, okay, idiot, three, but only 10,000 their political party. Well, the political party doesn't matter. A movement to our shame, more for the winning. You have to follow what they're saying. Not only you to argue you, not why Jimmy, sir. Oh, now you're fine. Aha. You, if the Mama Uncle Abio, the better was, I'm sorry. Young Kuti Abi, so I read ya. Abi, if you have your
never could to be so. Fire, never could to be so. Check, Papa Frimpong, Boating, do 2 Akumai, and I said, Doctor, you
your professor, and account. Professor.
Look what a gift. Look at him, what a gift. Such nipa be say, oh, but 100 years, once a while, they are not common. But look at him now. Look, it's very, very sad. Why?
I think on some baby. Because I know to
it's the same like religion. You see doctors, lawyers, professors. Almost Papa we are now. Your friend is Papa. The bomb pie baby. The bomb pie. Duncan Williams. Debbie. The case arrest the dollar. No, your friend is saying.
Oh, Duncan Williams, Bishop, right? Honorable, right?
Archbishop.
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 Now, Archbishop, so bomb pie.
Mr. Chum, who gave him that title?
Please let me your professors, doctors, lawyers, engineers, high profile personality.
Oh, let's cut
off. Be out of form.
As a matter of kind, Nananum, into Omato, Omato,
welcome. I meant to ask a man.
Fire.
And you're not in Masama welcome. I meant to ask a man.
It doesn't work that way.
Hey, Wabo. Okay.
But before I got the swan, me and the swan.
Nana sika no basi e bata wasi na wabo homodene yapa na ansa aka mo ka be fountain nti so biom kakra na preach bi nyankoti abi
let me clarify something.
Prince William is
what time now so in doing here some kind of time so
yeah I know but fire I will call Professor Dr. Frimpong Boateng, I'll call him by his right title.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Because
Okay.
he earned it and he deserves it. But as to whether I'll respect him.
Who is discriminator? Oh yes, sir. We are discrimination.
Hold on. I'm
going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you. I'm not holding on. Are you telling our listeners that Nana Akufo-Addo will end the position or no?
Yeah, he has not earned anything.
One quiet election, and he was elected as a president. What are you telling me?
All the election he did was based on falsehood. Yes, exactly. So I will address Professor Frimpong, whatever, with all his titles. But whether hold on, whether I respect him outside his field is another thing.
Hey,
you understand? Yeah, when it comes to his field, I'll give him the respect, everything. But when it comes to things outside it, whether I respect him, that one, I won't do it. Fire, you see, we are talking about fundamentals. Okay. We want a fair society.
Well, we are professor. Fundamentals, breaking it down to our level. You can't say fundamentals any day they cry. Then you move from there. Then you know mind. Right.
Fire. Fundamentals, as far as I understand, is laying a solid foundation.
Okay.
A solid basis for doing everything. Okay. You sit down and say, oh, Ghana, we need these things. Let's say we need our people to be educated. We need our people to be enlightened. We need our people not to go hungry and so on. So you put the necessary structures in place as basic.
Okay.
To be able to achieve these things. You know, when COVID started, you saw the money UK government released. Or American government released. That shows that all this while they have planned this thing already. They don't know that this is what is going to happen. But they've thought about the future and laid these sort of foundations. They are not spending all the money they are getting on fly in the air, on showing off, on making swagger. They know.
Oh,
but that is all his obsession.
Borrowing, loans.
Yeah, of course, they borrow to do what they want to do, isn't it? All of them, they rely on borrowing. Do you understand? Fundamentals are laying down the right pillars. Do you understand? Right pillars for us, so that if the wind is blowing, the pillars will protect us, will knock us into shape. And it involves sacrificing to achieve that. But that is not what the people who claim to be leading us have done or are doing. You understand? Look at Rawlings. When he came to power, always tighten your bets. Always tighten your... We tighten our bets, and where have you reached?
When we
were tightening our belt, he was building yachts, he was building houses around the Volta River. He was doing this thing. You understand? So, Fire, we need... Look, you say solution. The solution is this. Before we can get the fundamentals right, we need to ask ourselves, at least from the hierarchy, political hierarchy, what type of society we create for ourselves? You understand? I was telling you last time that Canada is the most efficient society in the whole world.
Fantastic. I agree with you. Fantastic.
Do you understand?
Fantastic.
So because they wanted to be efficient,
Abby, yeah. When I maybe say, what was it? You know, 4 years tenure. That's the first term. Say, oh yeah, on your second, now 8. Say, yeah, they are buying a movie 4 years now. I am the first term now. What do you think is the ideal time? The fundamentals will be set right for him to take off, in your own estimation.
Fire. You see, my perception about the whole thing is this. Like you people say in Chi, Adipanetono. Okay. Look, if I'm elected a leader, what I'll do is I'll spend my assumption will be I've been given only 4 years mandate. But I will spend this 4 years to establish this strong foundation on the assumption that after the 4 years, the people will not elect me again. If they elect me, bonus. But then I'm going to do lay foundation such that the people themselves will say, hey, this man, we have never seen any Ghanaian laying this type of foundation, doing this thing before. How can we let this man go? You understand? How do we let this fire? I've always been telling you that, look, when you do good work, we all see, like or Ghana. Do you think if any government comes and say, oh, we want to wipe or we want to spoil our NHIS system without replacing it with anything better, that particular government will survive?
No.
Do you understand? The same way applies UK here. You know, UK here, when it comes to political election time, you know they use the NHS here to play games.
Yes, yes.
The Conservatives are not known for social intervention, but when it comes to election, they play the NHS. Because everybody knows and have accepted that it is one of the best tools, healthcare, because of NHS, healthcare delivery.
As someone can, my young fan to be a madam. Now, I say, Edino, China man, penny, I say, Chinwine, Mr. Jim, I say,
Kingston Pink.
One of the guy who was opposing him, no proposal said he should be a life president. The Uncle Ghana and Kava said, Mahama no, and all proposal said, Akufo-Addo be a life president. Why do you think the opposition will propose Sakwanya? Because they have seen a result.
Exactly. So you establish good foundation for results and let the people decide. Not you, like they are saying, fire, if you go to Nzima or you go to Accra and there is a road, you need somebody to tell you that this road.
No.
Abby, I have a question for you now. If I'm
also a question. What have you said?
Abby, material your submission. It's very brilliant. But this is my question. You and I and all of us, we agree MPP is not good for Ghana. NDC equally is no good for Ghana, but you and I are not bringing any replacement, and we cannot live in a vacuum. Where is MPP is no good, NDC is no good, so who is going to run Ghana? You are not the diaspora in UK, America. You don't have any functional organization. It's empty. This is what you are talking about.
Mr. Chum, your question doesn't relate to the fundamentals I'm addressing.
The fundamentals are weak because Ghanaians in the diaspora are very weak. The fundamental, you don't have any.
So the government have exposed us.
That is why I propose that we should begin to debate and form a functional organization of Ghanaians abroad. I propose that, and I'm waiting for the occasion for me to lay out all my proposals and whip up support. At the moment,
yeah, so you need to wait for that occasion. But for now, we are discussing what will make good fundamentals.
All right. Abe, one second. Off our hall. All right. I admit, say, the NDC, the NPP, they are not giving us the standard that we want, right? And we need change. Now, as per our discussions today, we need reprogramming. If we are to form a new party, and I say if you are to form a new organization, it is the same Ghanaians that are within the NPP or the NDC that you need more in your organization to move on. Now, my question I'm na ya bobo, so it's still on the programming and the fundamentals. The NPP and the NDC, well, they are not up to standard as per said Wusi can, and I'm very certain so many people will also admit to that effect. What is the fundamentals, or what are the fundamentals that has made the NPP and the NDC not conducive for Ghana? All the rest can stay.
One are very wicked and selfish. They are not they are deliverables.
First one here,
they are deliverables of both NPP and NDC in terms of governance, because their core duty is to govern us. And you and I, and then what to what good governance is about.
Also, deliverables, meboa.
Are you very poor?
1 second. We say we can output once a more, meboa. Programming is to do with courses or more than output. Until we need what caused that. That is what you do. The fundamental.
The courses, Emma woman to deliver properly. Man, say, we are very wicked people and selfish.
Okay, all right, wicked. Okay,
wickedness and selfishness.
Both
of them.
Say what you of a yen back. Say I'm woman wicked, dear.
But woman, yes, I did not say.
Question and say, see, yeah, woman wickedness, wicked now, say young woman was only wicked.
I'm saying, woman, environment or team, the mom can say, say, show, ya wouldn't, ya can't say, before, do one run, you pay to me, we don't respect the rule of law. To me, yes, your mama and the truth can to me, and before all black people, larger picture, you prefer more to me. To me, so it's not the rule of law. To me, it's just a greed. Just the greed for power.
What caused that effect? Now, what can one say?
And no, I just say your wickedness, ingrained in our cultural setting. So yeah.
Okay.
So
the wickedness said is ingrained in our cultural settings, right?
Deeply rooted.
Okay. All right.
Rooted in our cultural settings.
And you ever call fundamentals, now, can you cite some fundamentals in our culture? Osha. And no, gradually in the programming, you wicked.
Bakuna said, we refuse to think, even though there were enough templates around us. We deliberately have blinded ourselves. Say, we are set in our own ways. We don't want to change from wherever you are. We don't want to bring any level of progress.
And no.
We want to continue in the Abramswanka in the Basa.
We say, okay, where your culture, Munyasa.
We culture. So, as I defoca, I can't say, I'm ready to turn us. I'll say, Mr. Choir Man coming here breaking news. There is a revolution going on in British politics and even in the royal family. Will be a Abuche Himabano. What choir and my master sexual unity. You're getting title. You're in front of His Royal Highness. It's a royal society is evolving. HAG. Woman can say, I'm to turn us. Britain. I to turn us. Say, Prince Andrew. You're in front of HRADM. You're in front of just Andrew. Full stop. Anyone.
And see,
Ghana, how we call Kumasi? I don't say. I was saying, Santi, he said, hey, why we call it Cassimin Kumasi?
And see, sir, I said, you're working. I'm Rayan Tunasan. So, Emma, am I into what?
Into a stop a stifle progress, a stifle your thinking. We don't want to evolve. Society should be, can say naturally, as I say, evolve. Just here, I started young person, young person, you be said the year near my yas and to a time. You say the same thing in the 21st century. So it doesn't make sense. Doesn't add up.
Okay, all right then. First one, no. I'm a young am I close-minded? Maybe.
That's right.
Okay, all right then. They say wicked nana me penu wicked dear why you coach him.
Can I come?
Now of us who you nana of we.
So just hope some baby.
Let me offer so wicked necra wunyan chreme. Dear, why you coach him, I may wicked, and that is what I want to find out. The old candy is so close-mindedness once him. But wickedness, wicked now, what can I hear?
A few more thing, yeah, just say, will be up when you see more than on running. What ye near ma, yana, the reference point, and near maybe a chum, say, a japadia, what for home in Yajuma. Yeah, it been quite to me, which is say, Mimi say, my court me, my microma. Me offer say back what they are going bomb trim say me man is what they offer could not all the baby bomb trim. What's it as I am right say such a man is and I'm not his father. I a stupid call will behave based his restaurant points any the cultural setting say me your offer my trouble tree. It is the same man is my man is so they are kunya or no appetite what they are kunya bomb trim. And when you support to see a village or mammy or one my sister what you one caution the pastor, hey, I didn't cause a war for penny now. Yes, or this idea. Meanwhile, on one biological father, the one father could not more the tribune. Me and me, Timmy Channel, or near me, answer my contract with the mabba. If you are a bomb tree. No, come in. This is a culture.
You see, this type of culture is specific to specific session.
Yeah.
You understand? I cannot sit down. For any of my extended family, my mother's sister or something, to come and hit my father with anything. Impossible.
Yeah, Asante for the this is happening in Asante.
You want to kill my father and your father survive?
Yeah, you can't be said when it comes to Asante, you can't just say, oh, for our heart, me, yeah, Juma.
Okay.
The uncle is rich, so I don't need to work. This is a stupid mental mindset.
Anybody
calling anybody to order. For our heart, me, yeah, Juma. I'm not going to work. It shows you how stupidity at work. Yeah, cultural setting. Papa,
okay, and said you will kind of no, am I in you wicked, me boy?
Yes.
I see.
So will be a year, Juma. Will be a year, Juma. You are thinking. Go school, year, Juma. No, your independent life. Then you wouldn't right to inherit. Maybe fear, me see what I see here. Because now, of our hobby, year, Juma. The wood here, no more free. Because you buy ya, wait for me hi-fi, wait for me TV, wait for me suit. No, master, me, mommy, and son, I can't one be free land. The baby, open your
yes, said the old can you know.
Mr. Chum, did you also ever take any of your uncle's things?
No, I'm not taking anything.
Okay, all right. And see what? And see, I say, Abby, hey, I a co-host. I don't know. Nancy, Abby, why you be co-host, Anna?
What do you mean, Juma?
No,
I'm learning from Tola.
I don't know. And see, what of a tune said, okay, let us say, what fast for no, a bit my say, or more, she said, who no media, dear, yes, sir.
Oh, somebody what we are, what we now be free to myself back, straight away. As we tell me, all of them will be on VIP.
Okay. All right. And see, Sassam we say no. So, what advice, Anna, you will give to people, especially when more particular settings in the moment do of our say, of our DNA for no. And what advice would you give to Enrianum? Or more kind of situation said at least no. Okay.
The first one, be and that will be a while. Or no new of a hair no. It will believe in Mr. Me papa, me biological father. And a woman, and me who says, me mammy, so wafasi and my sister awuma. My father was responsible for me until me got to an age that me also me take my own life in my own. Me of Fabia mommy one person at that, and I've got uncles. Sen ka me kwa Abrochi in 1972. Kesa me of Fabia the ticket. Hey, me offer what we call it. Hey, you man ticket. Kwa Abrochi ko siya de nebra. Some people have gone through that system. We be on the offer the ticket in the Kwa Abrochi. Mimi's case is not like that. I am me na me papa me an kasa na me ye adwuma and I'm call it to be a very free spirited me and a self-made me uncle be hasn't I've never lived with any uncle. I lived with my biological father and then I lived alone and then went to Abrochi. I've never lived with my uncles. Now, my papa was a very responsible man. That is one side of it. And the advice here woka say me dey move you know ayem mienu yen no a ya papa na hwe ye no yen ya thinking na obi okwa ne papa na hwe no so o hwe no ye no ofisi okwa Abrochi wonye sika kakra okwa ne sisters ma eno so ho.
Okay.
Na enti aye bebrebe me dey me feel say na wo ba me so be won kola miensa me dey woni me ka say me nim problems aye e wo ho ntino. I've talked to my lawyers, Matro me at all. That's a legal document.
Okay. Okay.
And that was for our family. No. And I've appointed 3 people. When I stop breathing now, they will stand and wait for my 3 children to come in from London. No, my guy do full stop. Me see, and to our fasting food, they come play any foolishness in my house here. No. I've sought a refuge in a legal entity.
Okay. All right. And your foot no. Ebetumi asesa niema going forward no say if you find yourself in a quagmire just like Wafachum you will me wa
me dear Mr. Advice better to be say if you say don't die interstate, make sure you got a legal document. Why yet there na and the rules will be any do be ebi kwa me no ka say etanopa was it what is Wafachum one ka say you net eti medical my yes hard documentation at all. I've covered my back. Me feel say anybody do want me here be too hard.
You fire to was now of Ankasa because I said your face you can in the me assure say we no kura wonim ko we your fast ya wonya ba it wonim it's no man can be on that so we do of idea and can be on that.
Me mad there, me na me do omo buy. It's my me wa fast me mo ja ni mu. E bi wo mko akitiki. Wo fast e bia no papa. But me mad there, they came straight for my sperm. That is full stop. I mean that's my immediate family. That is that.
Okay. All right. You
Asempetia.
Why? You any asma me busa ofa mse ofa say the NPP, the NDC they are not giving Ghana what we want. Na na pesi who fundamentals na ama NPP ni NDC omaye not conducive for Ghana. Ofa say there are certain things within our culture may grow to become very, very wicked. Very, very wicked. There are certain things in our culture. It doesn't help in open-mindedness. People don't want to change. They are so much and one kuremu then. Sadly, people can juxtapose those things in other areas of their life, which politics is also part. It's a member of this tribe, a member of this, hey, maybe the no way, I'm not moving from this place. Hey, and no see a debe. Yeah, the whole fundamentals now. Yeah, free ho cry, free ho. You, and fire, what was over?
Papa Smiley, I was on the floor when you allowed me to come.
Mebo, I was on Fakabi.
Me my yes keep me.
Yes, okay. Intended Abby, we are. Why? Abby, we are.
Okay.
Abby, we are. You, Abby, Josue.
Yeah, so Papa Smiley, we need to build the fundamentals. You understand? And how do we build the fundamentals? We can build a fundament because now we know that we don't have a good basis. We don't have a good foundation. The little which was built by Nkrumah and the rest, have been destroyed or messed up. So now I feel we need to recalibrate. We need to start everything from scratch. And before we can do that, what do? We say, okay, where do we want to be? Let's say Ghana says, okay, we as Ghanaians, we want to be among, let's say, the top 25 countries in the world. In terms of maybe manufacturing, in terms of, I don't want to use football and things. I mean, we need to identify areas that we want to be the top 25 in. And how do we even determine that? We can sit down and say, okay, we want to see the first 25 destination countries of Ghanaians. Where do they go and why do they go there? They are in America, they are in Germany, they are in UK, and so on. Why do they go there? Because there are jobs, because the healthcare system is good, the education is good, and so on. So, okay, let's try and replicate these things in our country. Do you understand? So once we identify these pillars as the basis of a strong country or strong foundation, then we set about putting in systems, do you understand, to acquire or to achieve some of these feats. Today, I was hearing on that platform is purely MPP site. They say Akufo-Addo is trying to encourage or implement or build STEM schools for engineering and so on. Do you understand? This is not the way to go about it, because I call in and ask them, what is special about this? We have engineers from the Tenka colleges, from the universities and so on. What are they doing now after finishing that degree course? Are they going to increase the number for increasing SEC? So we try to know where we are going. We benchmark ourselves as to what we want, where we want to be. Then we start putting in the pillars with this strong educational system. Papa Smiley, you know why Indians are so good in mathematics and some of these IT things? After independence, they decided to strengthen themselves in mathematics and science education, because that is where they want to be. And now we know the whole world, if we talk of mathematicians, engineers, and so on, India. And this is not just talk. Look, UK here, Thames Valley. You know what we call Thames Valley, the industrial hub of UK here. Go there, somewhere around Reading, Swindon. They bring them like in drones. I work in some of these areas and you see them, they bring them in numbers. So we identify this, then we try to put anybody who tries to sacrifice, to sort of circumvent these things, we cut the person out. If it means going to jail, you have to go to jail. You understand? But what we are doing now, we are not laying any foundation. We are just playing with the whims and the wishes of individuals. You understand? Which is not working. It is not building any foundation. We thought the people at the helm of affairs now will be the type of people who can build this foundation I'm talking about. But unfortunately, they don't even have a clue. Because when MPP told us that we are coming to industrialize Ghana, we are coming to do away with the Gottsbergen economy, I thought they have such a plan. You understand? So we need to start and ask ourselves, Ghana, where Ghana is now, none of us as a Ghanaian is happy about where we are. But where do we want to go? From this highly educated society, the most industrialized, maybe in West Africa, having good healthcare facilities and so on. Once we are able to identify these pillars, then we can build upon it. And building upon it means we have to make sure everybody sacrifices to build this. We have to, the current generation can sacrifice. If you are caught being corrupt, you are dealt with. If you are caught being short-cutting anything, you are dealt with. Before we can lay this foundation. You understand? Dealing with this type of people will put fear, or will probably give the next generation the type of society we want to build. But at the moment, we are not giving the future generations any example for them to even follow. So they are also coming to walk through, if we go the way we are going, they are also coming to walk through, this sort of process where there is no foundation, where there is nothing to be proud about. Papa Smile, I told you some time ago that when you are starting this program and you play this Yara Yasasi, they get annoyed. You understand? Because it doesn't push me in any way. It makes me, whenever I hear that song, I only hear of gloom and doom. You understand? But if we are focused, if we are where we want to be, we know that anytime this song is played, there is a landmark achievement we are coming to celebrate. This is Ghana. But for now, when we are playing that song, we make sad. It's depressing.
You, Abe, you better say. Now, on this note, I'm say patron at the special request to Biaba. Yenti, na yaba, obosomfo so kabi. Why? Yenti patron, emra. Open so busa question on.
Me pacho ba ko fe.
Okay, busa. Ode busa ansa na makohwe no. Busa.
Yo, say, Papa, so far the last few days we are talking about the fundamentals. Me catch mu nyina say muntie ni yie. Enam say Kwame Nkrumah yenya independence no. What my all the good fundamentals, the foundations about this the Akufo-Addo you say the science technology 1961-62 educational program no. Na one more middle school. Na school I call it St. Joseph's Boys School, Shantino Town, Roman Catholic. Na every Tuesday, na you 2 hours of art, your free classroom, equal center B. It was your 300 years. You built special built ni acquire carpentry. No. Tuesday, art and craft, art and craft for 2 hours. Now Thursday, carpentry. At the same time, then so I started building all the various polytechnics. You know very well to say, no, I bring a College of Technology, Kumasi Friend Tech, into full university status. Yeah, and you're purely science and technology based. But in Kofobi, because of a Nibri, Omutu Kwame Nkrumah ban who and then University of Science and Technology, and science based, and humanities now, law, political science. Those were for Legon. University of Science and Technology, Kwame Nkrumah, was for science, mathematics, and technology alone. As in that, and Legon, humanity, social science, science required the Akofo. So Nkrumah gave us all the fundamental physical structures were there. And so, one way by it, one two Kwame Nkrumah, they had no direction for us. Why should Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology? I hope you law, we are podcast science, okay. When all these things have been done in University of Legon already. I mean, you see, and the fundamentals, so we are a set of people here. See, and go back and go for Kwame Nkrumah, what my all the fundamentals, still, not the operators, what my mindset, and
all right. Thank you very much, Over Kofi Chum Berima. What programming at all ana Emma Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah thought that way. Because said ye ka fundamentals you who asemi said you see dwini nyina no dependent on our fundamentals. Asam kese o. Asam kese pa. Ye tie nwom no mre. Ye ba to ankomodie no so.
Wola fire burning. Let them know say we did fire burn. Menewa erade. Menewa minyame. Menewa erade ade atie bia o. Kumo minim se uguso shisha. Kumo enya dena ubechiche. Kumo na minim se obi abenya ne dia. Kejagum manijingum. Kumo ejana so kumo ejana so kumo sayabana ejana so kumo ejana so awradie adia tiebia o kumo minim se uguso shisha kumo enya dana ubechiche kumo na minim se obi abenya ne dia kejagum manijingum kumo ejana so kumo ejana so kumo sayabana ejana so kumo ejana so fireborn rastaman matiasi krom kumo brabesha machifia toso kumo mabasia mechato so kumo metadia ayato meso kejagum manijingum kumo ejana so kumo ejana so kumo sayabana ejana so kumo ejana so kumo ejana so kumo sayabana ejana so kumo ejana so kumo fireborn dem ejana so wole pa take it up again rasta burning. Let them know say fire day. Chichi man them a roll it back again. Let them know say fire day. Chichi man them a hold it tight every way. Ha. Let them know say fire.
Yo, we Patron you want was there yeah. Special request. Kumu was our boss here. Kumu. So our boss here no say RTC town. Let's say bibia de na ko fe kama. What was on for?
Papa Smiley.
Yeah.
Papa Smiley.
So Petro wants us to be killed one by one now.
Alex, I don't know.
He said Kumo.
On Tiasi.
Abi, yinti oboson for why? Yinti oboson.
Abi, kakela su Kumo, to no shite. La su Kumo akesana yo.
Oh, okay. La su Kumo
le charity. They will go charity. You better tell it to me. Charity because on Tiasi no you charity. They are toy.
Yo, any oboson for yanko, what's yanko.
Yo, me da say Papa Smiley. Na mpom ti say.
Nyamiado. Bibia eboko. Sounds so here there.
Oh boy, there Roma. nananom abosom so di opportunity boni biara ni yakwam da wase
yo
ene bidwafo echia etiefo nyina echia ye ofa na ye ofa nde o mama ahunse ye nse ndi ofa ye ndi ofa di ebiemu na se ananse ye bibi ndina o mpese obeka ni ofa ase no mo na
so they have a father. It's what I'm calling Papa. Me Papa is right.
I can't form my memory.
No. I mean, you have to be responsible. What Papa? Me Papa didn't me worry. Woman said, me or fathers who are worry will be every child has a father. It's not every child who has an uncle. A good father, president, or 5 daughters. 85 daughters will be out one. They don't have a brother. Until the mother, what we need uncles. So their cultures are very discriminatory. President Akufo has got 5 daughters. We need son. Until the 5 daughters.
Ni offer or man to me.
And that's a state is car. What is car?
You offer Mate, that's it. And yet, offer no more Bamas dear. Oh, I hear offer no more do who you is your moon Kadima.
So when you send me your 3 children, and I'm saying 2 granddaughters. I've got 5 immediate family in London. 3 or 2 boys and 1 girl. And my elder son or 2 girls. Those are my immediate ones. And I don't have my resources. And also for extended family. It's me offer for Elijah or year or where Juma or the Nisika Bijanima. So people are we are sitting in our own boundaries, being responsible. Culture, irresponsible of our being Juma. What is answer? Why should say, oh, you have an uncle, so you don't want to work? That's stupidity straight away. Please condemn what is condemnable, and yet of our being Juma, very irresponsible people. And the culture allows this nonsense. Oh, one more. There was a case. Yes, you Kumasi G. Papa bi Cocoa farmer or Yarino Dime said 3rd or 4th floor. When you won't that, no offers for best round, no, you almost share a nest, be almost found to the crane. And from won't tell more, let us say, one more cocoa, woman here to cocoa. It brings it, and you, please, and it's bad.
Yo, that's it. Yo, Papa, fundamentals. No, not I say if the fundamentals are. Say 1 to also me who we know message no. And she say
the entire man to us and say whichever way no. So
the fundamental determines has a key significant influence.
What the week at all that is it. I know.
Matthias. Aye. And it is a nina is a fundamental na a idea here in every structure. And say who build the religious structure and our society and our say bibia, you need the fundamentals. So who build the political society and our say political structure, you need the fundamental. And it's a very key and significant part. Yes, sir. Idea sombo ehia say we yen free ho a untimi entumpon anansa untimi entoane a opese wo yeso untimi nhyase e krampo yakade a wo hia wa hyase say me kanu sa na say correct a hyase akade a wo hia enti bibia na me kan say amanyosem anasa amanyo ne yepese ye yo a ehia fundamentals. Say bia ebusua efie ebusua ene ye pese ye chichire ewo edikosi pempenso bia ebehia fundamentals no say adisua ena ye pese ye man adisua ye pese ye dikokosi pempenso bia eno so ebehia fundamental enti a very common way bia ye hia na and also a bibia need the me say to put them together and say obenya fundamentals no Maybe I mean can impose either fundamentals are good now because I want to capitalize and focus on the positive side of things because unless we be a seminar or baby to and expect a distraction at the end of the venture no. Unlike say be a politicians here, Ghana politicians say be a president the presidents that are my baby sinko your saji for free wa. This or saji for we can say he got his fundamentals right from the scratch. After Osajifono, Kwame Nkrumah, we are yet to see a president while getting the fundamentals right. Even at the party level, as a political parties, Ghana, as we speak now, Samri, Amanyukua, Yewo Mangana Muni Nano. Would be any Obitimianya Kukudraka say they have put their fundamentals and I said they are building their political party on a very sound and effective and result and solution focused fundamental. They are all bogus fundamentals. They are very, very bad, defective, and fit for nothing. That is why we say party be bad. Their governance, and fire because they have not able within their political party.
I was on for what introduction actually. So into the say no list the fundamentals, right? I'm here a brief account as to why fundamentals are very important. And say no what of our fundamentals and I'm this outreach experiences is here.
Is that we haven't focused on factors and I say Niema ebe buayen. So virtually we don't have fundamentals. And I make us yes, before you even start your initiatives, it should be a solution focused, solution based into all the organs, everything included, and I say within the fundamentals should be result oriented and yet positive enough. Into the end, it means we got everything wrong. And I make us say, Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Mama Metono, when he was within the CPP then in those days, and I don't know what they put in place, but Ninjuma tells me, say, he got the fundamentals right. And maybe our mommy said to me now, Papa, to even be a general secretary and as a chairman of a political party, within a party, I have the sound mind that I will be able to come up with what should include and I'll be involved in the fundamental, the things that we need to put in place. The key and the essential things we think that would help our cause, bringing them together and then building upon them. I'm capable of knowing that. But you need be as on mine says can in general. And we should start from a national level. Within a political parties, even within your constitution, nankasakra no constitution, they say kanka. They are also affecting us. Make crowd their pese within the political parties. Your institution, which is the electoral commission. Also ultimately ensure and making sure so within every political party, they get certain things right. Ebe serve as an example, like a preparatory way platform here. So if that party comes into power now, they can still be reliable in terms and as they'll be capable in putting in place fundamentals as a nation. But within the political parties, they are not getting their fundamentals right. Inti main focus on the national base, politically and as in a partisan level, I think that if we want as a nation, because we are running politics and they are run on partisan, it's let's come out. Na electoral commissioner or endorse or accept political parties, to make sure say every political party will have a strong and a very good fundamental within the party structure. And they have to let us know as a nation Because you see, I know we are not even interested, and they don't have any fundamentals they are building upon. That makes the party. It's young Konkwan type of things. Indeed, Papa say, and the minim. I know that you so unim. Say, oh yeah, ma. If we get an opportunity to send offer to make us say we should come together now. If we are able to put ourselves together now, the fundamentals that we are going to bring forward now would help us achieve a good result at the end of it. Indeed, and yet just a straightforward thing there. You do this, you do that, you do that. No, but you need very competent, sensible, and reasonable people to come up with, a strong fundamentals in helping a cause. And in what we need. But unfortunately, we lack such persons in positions in political parties, executive powers, and whatever. We don't have people who can think of important structures that will help the party, and at the end of it, will help the nation. Inti Papa, media akra meka afa hono no. Enye bibia meka say yenye we but very common. If you are running a political party and you are there for politics now, you should know the essential things are the nation needs. And you have to put upon those things. Yeah, Baba.
Say, Osha or adult life is here, so now Osha or output, your output socially, that is how you relate to people. Your output spiritually, how you relate to the absolute or the existence. Your financial, how you manage your monetary affairs. Your physical, how you take care of your body, exercising, what have you, and your psychological, the things you choose to listen to, how you allow certain things to affect your emotion thereof. Osha asked you how in your adult life those things are unfolding. What of your fundamentals, what as an individual, Anna, you would say are contributed to this output that you are experiencing today?
Say, as an adult, coming to realization of what it takes, and I say my direction, my career, my family, my responsibilities, I say automatically and I say naturally got to know the things that I really need to focus on, things that I need to do are ever bolder me and are help me achieve certain things in life.
Okay, so say naturally.
Yeah, and I make an say naturally. So I say naturally.
Okay, naturally, as I say.
And I just say I didn't mean could be so big and my name treme. And I say me go school. And I say me go kusian baby. But me in my out of my wisdom. I realize it.
You're out of your wisdom.
Yeah.
I don't know. Say I can't finish now. I am mathematics here because when you say out of your wisdom, what do you mean by out of your wisdom?
You
are saying natural. Now you are moving from natural, and then you are saying your own wisdom.
I said wisdom. Wisdom. What's it? Wisdom is not far from nature. So it's born out of nature. It's part of nature. And so I can say naturally. Let's just say Bibia, everything coming out of you, is part of your nature. And if I have a wisdom, it's part of my nature. If I am a foolish person, it's part of my nature. And Bibia, I coming within or outside me, I link it to nature, which is not artificial. Because naturally, I came to realize the essential things that I need in my life that I need to focus on. It's like say bia obi na echere me and I say I have to
but are there any processes we are it guided you to be able to identify and you needed to know naturally, Anna?
And the process then say me and also me can say naturally say I have objectives, I have a goal, I have aims in life, and I want to succeed and achieve them. Because I wouldn't want to say bia mabana ya wo mi 2 years na minamusa na me economy and depend on people and all that. Debbie. But I realize I have a social contribution to make. And how can I achieve that? What are the things I need to put in place? What do I have to do? And to say, yeah, I want to get to work, let's say, in a certain profession now. I need to go to school. I need to go and learn. It's part of the fundamentals. Because learning is a very important part of that process that I have to go through in achieving that professional career and that career. No. And Papa, everyone say I have my target. Say me person me hit 10. Me won 10. It's my plan. It's my target. Papa, what do I need? And yes, say bia, I just say bia washa obani nyinse na uko baby okay ma sheba aku nyinse wa ha manya 1 na oto aso manya 2 manya 3 and all that. And yes say bia wa oni obana dana washa ni nyinse no keke no na te say I want beba deal but sa na open no and I kwan what kind of family and our person will raise. Okay, so person will raise a very sound and a responsible family. How do you achieve that? How do you come to achieving that? Inti, I don't know, and you'll be never coach me say me ankasa me nim die muna me fi say na mpesa me achieve no. I was set me the name be to ho ye. Me build a very strong me here. Name be a be here me boa me because say be papa say oba me ka say me pese me wu embe edui say enye me nkwana o say me nya oba me ne be wo
yeah
o say me nya oba me wo enti omuti so oba ne ya ade a oye osumbo important aspect of me dream no me pese me no me achieve no without oba means me enti sa oba no
obson for the audio and you say a man oba ana
I would say me shall say free back okay and you say
as I'm my confused said you can na
okay I am ba aha say bia e bia nka menya ba ko no nko no abetimi produce 10 na nka na nka e ba ko no but say oba ko no ntimi nwo 10 no na o say menya emba say omo eye emosombo omo ihia me da enso ne empese me achieve no mba ne very very important o say enye oba bi akeke because oba bi obetimi abewo abofra na mama na okoni baby pa o say me oba ono so pese oyeden oboa me na itimi raise family no na say yehwe nkola no oba bi oni ni hokra na still o petimi aboa acoperate ama wetimi ayeden wa achieve enti sa oba na ba be part of me fundamental no and na miankasa muso me role and then I meet me aye me attribute me characteristics and even the tools and I said the organs of the fundamental no crown also come to play here. Saintina I will say me first identify the essential parts important things are you be here no and then even evaluate. We need to also evaluate. Yes, important. I need it as a fundamental. It will help me. You also need to evaluate. Now make it selection process.
Also, one more thing before you go to the selection process. What made you settle? Say, what made you settle for that number?
So, life is about reproduction, and if you want to produce now, we work with numbers. Because if you don't have a number in life now, Papa, you better not exist. It's numbers. It's all about numbers.
Okay.
And he said, no cry na. One say number na at that level now. If you cry, minya wo back cry na. Ma set target say. Nyamiya maduma me pese me won kola and 10 as you see I'm 7 no. That alone cry tells you say I had a target, and that is what everyone should have in life. And if you are a nation and you don't have a goal, you don't have an aim, you don't know where you want to reach, now you can never even think of getting the fundamentals right, because unine musai yen konkwa nti a target mama me ho papa at that time or no, it's just about setting target. And I think say everyone will agree with me say we all need targets in life.
Maybe some question about why I'm very
question. Who say just the numbers? Now person over 10. Yes, sir.
Yeah, say number 10 year number. Yeah, number mama me ho.
I didn't know choose 10. Maybe our person football team. And I say Bibisa, he didn't know choose 10.
I know dear me fear do na ye do bia bitimi ahwe metimi anya daje ahwe won. And then mommy a year 10 no. Below 10 no, a be less of a responsibility. And above 10 no, so the be more of responsibility. And now me penny bia a be suma horn so. And into the mommy efa do no.
You wafa busa question na obosun what was why?
Yo, and then menya daddy etie ni nua obosun fo pa. Now, ni nua misrewo me pacho. Why? Now, and I want you to be very, very honest with all of us. Michelle said, "When number as someone with raising your family, no, 10 is ideal for you. Less responsibility. Above 10, so more. Until 10 is just the right one." Me pacho, see how they would to Europe. Nanka would to Ghana. Let's turn the table round. So wouldn't to Europe now to Ghana. We're thinking your philosophy in life in terms of raising your family, your number 10, would it still be the same? And here I want to appeal to you to be very honest with us. Turn the table around. So to Europe, now to Ghana. Would you now being a different your philosophy in life in terms of family will be different?
Oh, okay. Me da say over. Me offer say. Me da say. The interesting thing is sir Daisun way. This thinking came when I was living. I was in my class 6 in the Volta region, a town called Hohoe. I was attending Mozama LA Primary School.
Okay.
Primary 6 back in Ghana, in a town called Hohoe in the Volta region.
Minimum Hohoe.
And I never even had a dream of Europe. I didn't even know Europe existed, because at that time I don't think my geography was my geography was good. I never even know about Finland. I don't know. I think that it answers it all. So it's not when I came to Finland that I came to realize that dream, and I said dream about it. Right from my childhood, and I remember make a Mikaipa when I was thinking of that, having this dream. Yeah, and There was a time me be obi kra catch me yonku bi na ohia mboa na se benfa ninko ofikesi mu e abosufie e o ikrom nti me de ne koye nti me de ne koye a ye free ofikesi mu a ye begina lorry kwan twen kana me hu se obosomfo ba no die mrika ba ye so me nana mo ntwen na me wase bi ka kire ena all twa manim na o ka kire me se nananom se mewo abrofo mba. And na mi kasi bi oka bibia ma na me de na ma pe bibia ma no bibisa and na mi nim hwe ba me ni okazisia na me wo 6 aprofumba na 6 as at now me isi aya me ya doma mi nsaba be ka ho enti enye na me kan bi nema ni bi o da ni da bia me hu sata when I was in the primary 6 I thought say that nyame madoma mewo mba 10 yeah enti over sana etino.
Okay, so Papa, Mommy, quite and come one follow-up question. So if I'm allowed there. Papa,
quite down. O media offer with me bisa me say Papa.
Okay, so Papa, what from there? Minya, Kademi Busan say me no me nyina yatra Europe nti yenim say Europe there governance no include social interventions or mo boy me hwe na unse Ghana
fundamentals no yeah
fundamentals nyina boy nti Ghana so Ghana you would have had to work hard you need social intervention in terms of raising family nti Tamisa Busa said to be honest, say, send na Europe now, utu kwa kwata na out Ghana. We are sure, sir, fundamentals of Ghana, no, stiff, difficult, kakra. Would you still be going along with your numbers, number 10, no? The Bayer Juma?
Oh, over, and now me shall see American fundamentals, and say, be a Pusiana or Chitre, I was a say free ho. You need the fundamentals. Say amanyo na we are say I assume now we are bia individually na at the set whatever level na say within whatever atmosphere person watching you
okay
you get your fundamentals right enti as ohiani am organ kra na me need my kra no of me fundamentals ni set right na me nya akade ye mba etima say me be somebody na of I would have still achieved it.
Okay, Matrish, that's it.
That's over.
Yeah, thank you.
Almost over. Now we can selection process into us. Why?
Oh, Papa, me face na me sure say about second edition.
Okay, I can say no problem.
Me that's.
Over me.
He has left.
Baba Smiley, can I ask a question?
Okay, all right. I'll give you 6 minutes. And no episode for one come. Why?
Is it there or is it?
He's still here.
I'm here. I your narration. Your narration is more of trying to fulfill a prediction of a prophecy than really, the realities of having 10 children. Is it right?
There was an echo in the background.
Yeah, my question is, your goal of having 10 children is more, trying to fulfill prediction or a prophecy, like Akufo-Addo was told you the president. Am I right?
No. It was not prophesied or predicted by anyone. It's a vision I had myself and I've so far put in place the right fundamental that is helping me to achieving that. So it's not prophecy or any prediction. And that is what we want as a nation. If we have a goal, if we have an aim, objective as a nation, and we get the right fundamentals now, we would make it happen.
So you think where you are, you try to do something similar to the UK. If the government of the country you are puts a cap, say anybody who has more than 3 children, the remaining children will not have to live. Would you say that is fair or not?
Unfortunately, there's an echo, but I think if I got you right, it's all about location. You are basing the fundamentals on locations, and that is what we are lacking as a nation. Because we don't have our fundamentals right, we depend on external forces to determine our success. You get it? Like as Fatum asked me previously, and he thought I got this goal when I got here in Europe. But unfortunately, I told him when I had this dream, when I was in class 6 back in Ghana. So the location should not determine your dream. If you have the fundamentals right, the right tools, the essential and important things that you need to achieve, wherever you are, you would still cling on to your goal. So this is what I think. So practically, as a nation, we don't have our fundamentals right. So external forces are just determining to us, UK comes, US, all this, and that is our problem. And we don't have leaders who knows how to build a strong and it's like I call it a result-oriented fundamental for our issues.
Yeah, but the point is the fundamental is, you see, this is where we all go wrong. When we talk of having our fundamentals right, it doesn't. The fundamentals can be right today or this year, but we must be continuously be reviewing and see that, okay, what we even considered as a basis or fundamental 5 or 10 years ago, now they are not valid because population has changed, dynamic has changed. Now we are in ECOWAS, or now we are an African Union. So we need to review some of those fundamentals, those pillars. This sort of continuous review, continuous improvement.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier as evaluation. Evaluation. If you listen to my submission, I did mention something that if you get the fundamentals, these are the essential parts of a structure.
Because like if you look at countries
that we need. So as a nation, if we focus on education, we think our children need education. We think of health. We think of roads. We think of job. If these are essential aspects of the economy or of what we want to deal with, if you focus on education, what do? Do you just education, getting the children in the classroom to read and recite books and go? What is the state of Ghana education right now? Is our education a result-oriented? Is it bringing us any solution as a nation? What is the evaluation? What are we doing? Somebody who goes to SS doing electric science cannot even build a circuit in practice. You know what is going on? We have the engineers and all that, but yet we import engineers from China to come and build our roads, to come and build our stadium, to furnitures in our parliament house were imported from China. But yet we say we are educated. What is the essence of education in Ghana? So if we think as a nation that we want education and it's an important part of our development or what we are doing, how are we treating education in Ghana? from Nkrumah's time till now, what type of evaluation? If you evaluate something, if you have a structure or an important part of your economy, and there is nothing like evaluation, you're just doing the same thing all the time, expecting a different result. It cannot be. Look at health. If we think that health is something that we need as a nation, we need to build a strong health structure, health service in Ghana. Should a pregnant woman be carried to a maternity ward in a wheelbarrow or at the back of a motor? So we, like I said, the nation, we don't have even fundamentals at all to talk about, because the end does not justify or even tells that we focus or we have any fundamentals in place. You get my point?
Yeah, that we can. That is why I said earlier, we can only get our foundation or fundamentals right, depending on where we want to be. As I said earlier, if it's education, maybe we want to be when they mention first 10 countries in educational achievements, Ghana wants to be there. If we want to count the first 10 healthcare countries, we want to be there. If it is housing, we want to be there. If it is, then once we identify these pillars, then we decide on what goes into achieving this as the basis. And we keep reviewing these fundamentals, these bases every day. Look, if you look at UK, you look at America, you look at Germany. You understand? They say, okay, defense is one of our core principles. We don't want any other country to lord it over us, to come and mess us up. So defense is one of the pillars. They do everything to improve the existing defense mechanisms. And they improve it with time. If it is transport, they do the same. They have the basics, they have the basic rate, but then they look at maybe, express systems or air systems and so on. Do you understand? This is how we should go about it. We identify where we want to be, what we want to achieve. Do you understand? And where we want to see Ghana. But that is not what we are seeing. What we are seeing is like a group of people wake up, they talk. I promise you, I'll do you rail work, I'll do you transport, I'll build school for you. Just talk. So vote for me. You vote for him, he just come and walk here, and you do one primary school, then he's showing off. You understand? This is how we are managing ourselves. They don't care whether what they've built for you it fits for purpose or
yeah,
not.
Abe. I think if I would want to land.
Yeah, I'm
so
listening.
Papa takes over.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Abe. Captain Morgan.
Why are you not asking me how many children I want?
Why? Oh, I said yeah, open for questions, by force. By force, same question. Morgan.
That's right.
Right?
Okay. And to me, so members have question. There be.
Are you not bring Tola? Tola is here. I think tell us everybody.
Tola no. When they come and catch and say, "What person could do so?" So,
hey.
Oh, so the kind Sunday. Oh, and he, take away in the crowd. I'm say, we'll be a woman on person better than so.
Today, he sent me a video about his mentor. I was really surprised. Tallest mentor was Bedu. Hey, I'll send you that video.
Anyway, we are young fan to and that's a ton of percent. Over Kebia, over me, I away, no, I can't. Why? Over me, I away. Not pretty. Anyway, Morgan,
Baba Smile,
and they can fundamentals, right? Now, I dear Bakua, if you me pa, am I use Uncle Mowe, no, the fact say, ye wuno, and yabra boom in our body politics now. It's all because of something, a seed that we planted, which the seed, how we watered it, how we cared for the seed, as if we can put all those things and just put them under one umbrella. Say fundamentals be and yielded this output. Na sewutie ye wo fatwu barima asemo a wokan ya wo say the NPP the NDC no omo ye bonkalat, right? Aye bibi ana ama o maye de be aye bonkalat. So say ekoba say ye kote party fufuro kra na say ekofa organization fufuro the same Ghana for ya ana ye de be ana ye do ombe de be the new party. Now, one thing that I cited earlier on, and it said, you see, a dear bay, Anna, Emma, Yemubinum, our Honmoa. So we tend to take more than we need, and then we leave 1 hour also with nothing. And then we seem to be okay with it. And the Maya Kobo. Now ambush in the night, right? What in our programming? Anna, am I feeling okay to take more than necessary for ourselves, and then we leave the rest with virtually nothing to also have, and then we still feel okay with it? What do you think in our programming causes that?
you see, you know, boy, I was going to agree with you the last time when you said it's ignorance, because sometimes I feel like, yes, indeed, like you mentioned earlier today, some people go through school and some people the school goes through them. Now, I believe, say, let's give a typical example of Obia Uniwe Krasi. Most at times, ultimately say, senior what two way Krasino, or the neighbor crew question. Now, so did a year, 2 years, spare only Kasa, ultimately, send Pano Gina Hono, was a son. Obons half a year, Nene Nene Kasa Yemunina assessor. I believe environment also sometimes plays a role in this condition. And that is what makes it me comfortable to join you and say that sometimes it is ignorance. Because I believe, some of these African leaders we have, they don't even understand the fact that they'll even get more if they decide to be selfless, in the sense that let's look at somebody, a popular train station like Grand Central Station. It was built by J.B. Morgan. Those who know the story, how those who built America. If you take a look at that documentary, people have to, they are working to the fact that if I do this, I'm going to get this. But if I do it in this other way, I will get more. So it doesn't matter how I did it. So they created, those group of friends created competition, which gave them more wealth. In a part of the world, they've not even woken up to the fact that if even I steal money from my country, and I put it into businesses instead of going to save the money in foreign accounts, it will, even though the money are stolen monies from the same people, it will create the same employment that the same people are asking me for. And it will still increase what I am getting in return. But foolishly, most of them steal the money and then they go and hide it somewhere. So sometimes I'm tempted to think that it's ignorance. But when we study how these people, these politicians have played us over the years, we then tend to think that no, it is not ignorance, but it is pure wickedness. That is what the lyrics in those tracks Bob Marley said. It is pure wickedness because they know that no, I can do it well, I can do it better, but if I do it better, these people wouldn't see me the way they see me again. So no, let me keep them this way. So then I think that the programming, then from that angle, I see it as pure greed and wickedness. You understand? So I look at it in two lights. These two lights. So sometimes I think it's just ignorance, because for me, I believe that just like the any can be more Christopher Bible no can say. Though the two, I don't know how many people were giving money, and one went to hide his or money, and one went to invest the other his or money. When there was time for accountability, one had gotten even interest. And that is how I think the programming should be. For me, I believe that even if they are stealing from the country, their orientation should be that, yes, I have stolen the money. But even if I steal the money, let me do something with the money that will make the people that I stole the money from comfortable again. And that is what selflessness now sets into be. So now, in as much as you are stealing the money, you are trying in a way to compensate the people. That, I mean, it's a reorientation that we have to look at. Sometimes when I listen to you and you saying that we shouldn't chastise them, this is some of the things that I believe you are talking about, that we should reorient them to let them understand that yes, you are stealing the money, but you can do something better with the money you are stealing. You are contracting huge sums of loans, which Ghanaians will have to pay, Africans will have to suffer for in years to come. But put something in place. Akufo-Addo has started a lot of brilliant ideas. One district, one factory. If all these loans Akufo-Addo has contracted on Ghanaians to pay, if they had gone into proper production and not just touting one district, one factory that we don't even know what we are producing. If the idea of bringing in one district, one factory was factored well, if it was laid down well, like Abe says, the controls were right, by now, I'm sure that after almost 4 years of shouting, I don't believe they started in the first year. So I'll say 4 years of making noise about one district, one factory. By now, they would have been marketing produce. But because there were no fundamentals to whatever, what do you call it? I don't even know if I should call them appellations that they were touting themselves. They had no foundation, they had no plan. They just came into power and said, because if they had a plan, I believe all these monies would have gone into that plan. And by now, planting for food and jobs, I don't think growing corn takes 5 years. Kwabena and people who say and who believe that planting for food and jobs is working. I don't think any of our staple foods takes 5 years to grow. So if really the fundamentals to even planting for food and jobs were right, by now we should be seeing bumper harvest. But because there were no fundamentals, it was just a cliche, like I keep saying, swagger, almost right, but I mean no foundation. But if look at you see MPP, you see one thing that bothers me, they claim they know, and even the factories, you say you know, so let's assume our predecessors were stupid enough that some people opened factories, some people started projects and they didn't finish. You have championed something like planting for food and jobs, one district, one factory. So just like you took advantage of e-blogs to champion free SHS, why is NPP government sitting down today and not taking advantages of the sugar factory, the tomato factory, the small old factories that were there? Why are they not taking advantages of all these? That is what makes me down. I would look at the issue as pure wickedness. Like the Bob Marley said, they just want to keep us hungry so they can keep robbing us.
Yo, thank you very much, Captain Volkan. Na yema Bombardier enso akwabe. Na Bombardier ene on Bombardier kakra. Ye ka fundamentals ho asem. Nti yema Bombardier akwaba na Bombardier emo enkomo. Bombardier, what you mean kan?
I'm talking na say.
Na me adumboko so ho ye de.
Me ho ye pa. Che obi bia.
Yo, obi aje so. Why? Obi aje so.
Fundamentals here. Say say when you make a law and you break the law, the fundamentals will expose your own. I mean, say one customer prime minister say exposing no. And this is the mobile in the anamu and fundamentals no so who say across auto blocks no so who see dino. You see that now tafa in 6-inch blocks the chassis because emune edu selling yakopon subo nipa no hwa ye joints no and fundamentals no until kai say one ka say you for nya baby koi Bob Marley or the 36 years pe when he 37 or say his feet is only carriage ni feet no until feet na the fundamental of the human being and in the body ni na no pressure ni na ba. It is one show joints, with shoulder joints, with hips, with knee, and with feet na. But say what to work on now and attends you. And the fundamentals there, nekeni kwasi keka hwase. And need the basics. The other word for fundamentals the basics. And it na so hwea Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs no. Or see the basic needs and nipe here fundamentals no. Nanka aduane atade obeshen baby obeda. Na unya baby obeda was wo dwene a self actualization was me person me CEO hwe awobre enra bb kan Finland 2 degrees yeah 10 degrees Fahrenheit 20 ya go below the ball at the freezing point of water which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit we in the pose tremu into papa fundamentals the yeah so fundamentals na yeah anything I see above way upon one so much there and abofobia no we answer na wanante it is abofra we opeturu ye wo no opetunu so benante a ne tiko na bebo fam anasa na moma na behwe into fundamentals bibia ne ya okopel background na so yo wo mo ekiye because enye shenshan de bia na yesika kakko so that's here into yanka se nya be ma wonye ne bebi ko jasima jamra wasi min kwati ase ahofe a number bomb your son of it, and so been forcing found of Frank Wadi. The sound of any dead Bako Wadio, Nisubano, and the Bako. Into fundamentals be mono, intuition if a DNA which biology or say cell no is the basic unit of life, and it fundamentals no. In the cells no, we scan cells, we sperm cells, and some cells in Kabuma, not any tissue. Na tissue no kikabum, na kikabum sa no, not any organ. No organ so nyina kikabom sa na dan organ system na the system so kikabom na dan wo organism no so that's it It organism in share see and sana sena ba cell no na kika bom sa. In papa say am fundamentals na nyedwuma ye be bresa. Then so ro some say Ghana no. Fundamentals in kwan ye dey. Yintimi hodi no. Up to now 63 64 years baby no why electricity. Even though say akọ enim de. Then electricity kran gen was say baby kran electricity. Ensure as of now ebi kran nya pipe or water kran no. Any insurance could be in swa a beer than milu, a beer than chocolate, a beer than richoku. Share Nancy, what a Enray when chief hospital. Ya common more incubator and so munya baby and for incubator in sea. So who pictures no. Auntie Papa no baby why a year wrong, Ed obi kosha Accra airport it was a gun air and they no be pray ye wrong. Ambulance, yasu kucha series and sana ya befa. Enti ambulance na ye there na say enti me fa nko na o ehia ye it mo me fundamentals into 2 years na de bia na ye needless death ene ye be wusa na fundamentals no so e de twen ye enti me de mo me nko one na san ye kotu no Ghana say be ye nyina no ni nyina agent decentralization be ka ho asem no district constituency no ene magana be ye. So uko kura buchira yese oma ye a enye se New York City uko e kwasi countryside no umse kwan ye nti obi ti countryside kwasi ya ono ndwene se obi ti New York City ni Hollywood ono ana mfa no koso wo baby a obi ti manya access to anything no it mumma me mfa fundamentals ni nye adwuma na fundamentals no wodun se bi ehun hia enso ehun hia sen central no so that's it enti enome pi na enko yesi kasem sikansu yehwe go yesi enkofo ntwa tax kakane so etwa tax ni so a papa de na de ayo edi so ko ukaso wade tax na kaye nem kakra no mutwa tax no omunye hu de wo aban no wode aye esa wozi udi bi ebi beka ho so hu enti papa me de me dwi Ghana se me dwene ho a mentias enoma ye basics enoma ye basic yakoye highway yenje feeder road nso na connected to bread basket no baby adwani free ba yire yeji emo esrem koko brown half for Ashanti region western region and so western region kwan na enye no western region kwan na hwega no omu na wo resource ni nyina enso enye kwan no medwunu ho mentiase baby a wo too good e kwan enye enso enye na wo de code nyina so abaye Accra ne poko na ebe no nkoye buka ma en ma Nigeria problems nya no you too oil na enkofo no hwe state ni you too oil no enso mu state no mfa so bia na ida koye Abuja ene Lagos nti o me buka haram so that's it nti papa me dibesia no
yo Bombardier ye beda onso ase final words moments ana yedru no nti ye bema ura abi Rambo washa ase owi a ofa body na ofa body enso aba nti Rambo yenkoi Rambo.
Yeah, I'm here.
Your final word.
Well, we really need to. I think we need to recalibrate and build, our foundation, and we can only do that by asking ourselves questions. You understand? We should ask ourselves questions as to whether we are happy with where we are now. Are we really happy? Are we really satisfied with the condition or the situation we are in now? This question we need to be asking ourselves. I mean, if we have good political leadership, you understand? There's one book I like a lot by he was the former CEO of Intel. He said, only the paranoid survive. Only the paranoid survive. Because in the field is in, like the countries, there's competition everywhere.
You understand? Countries compete with themselves. And are we competitive enough? Which the answer is no. So we need to be paranoid. Are we happy with where we are? And obviously we are not. So how do we set ourselves up to reach towards that sort of happiness? Is our healthcare system something we are proud about? For some time, the only thing we used to be proud about was the Black Stars. Now we are even not. You understand? Are we proud? Are we happy with our transport system, healthcare delivery, housing? You understand? Education? I mean, can we be mentioned in, the best countries? Do you understand? If not, how do we reach there? How? I think some people were very proud when they start saying, oh, Akufo-Addo is handling this COVID thing well and so on. Is that all we have? Is that all we can do? If we can handle an incident or occurrence like COVID well, why can't we translate this into our day-to-day living? And mind you, this management of the COVID thing, they put up their best because they knew that if they don't do it, they will all die together with everyone. But when it comes to the point where it will not affect them directly, healthcare delivery, because it doesn't affect them directly, transport, because you can fly in the air, and we can fly, we can only ride in trotro. Name them. Those areas don't affect them directly, so they don't care. But this is where discerning citizens should sit up and say, look, these people are really shortchanging us. Because in areas where they will benefit directly, they put up their best, like fighting COVID. But aspects that they will not be affected directly, they don't care. So it means they are intentionally doing the thing. And we have to continuously bring them to toe the line. Papa Smiley, look, we are not, the fundamentals are not there. It's not because they are not working, they are just not there. That is why I feel, look, we need to keep changing these people till we get a right mixture of people who can lay the proper foundation for us. Because these two groups of people are not the type of people who have not even come to the realization that we don't have the right foundation to build on. We need a foundation to build on, we don't have it. So this is where we are. This is where we are now. Unfortunately, when you are outside Ghana, it's like you are talking, oh, you people, you make noise, you people, but it is only when you want to go to Ghana, or when you are in Ghana, when you are about to go, before the reality dawns on you, that I need to fortify myself. If I'm not serious going to church, I need to be more religious so that I can be protected. Do you understand? I need to buy gun. I need to buy water. Things that are supposed to be basic things. That is only when you are going to Ghana.
All right, Abi. Mama boy and come fine, right? Yeah, my dear. Na yanko. Hey,
we
Rambo, are they? Maybe we were actually. I don't know what I said you.
Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Wafa.
There we are finding him macho. Eh, Ohiniba.
Oh, Ohiniba.
Ohiniba.
I will take your title away from you. Eh?
Yati, Abi, why?
If it is not Ohiniba, the one who plays the gongong in the Chief Palace, how is it called?
The Obodondo or Ohinifi, no?
No, before the town crier.
It is called like no, the gongong bitter.
No, not gongong bitter. You know, those days, if the chief is coming to make an announcement,
oh, the Oboderu, no?
Tell somebody to go and play the town crier.
The Oboderu.
The
Uboni.
So we go make fire the Uboni instead of Ohiniba. Ohiniba.
Nina Juma, and you're here. Why? Nina Juma. Nina Juma, why? You, offer body or offer body. Oh.
Wow.
And yet, Nancy, our Casano from Power into the man so Kakrana.
Papa Smiley, quick one before Mr. B. No, quick one, 1 second. Papa Smiley, do you think? I believe if
the catch them.
Okay.
You see, Veronica has allowed me.
I'll come back to you after say Obosom putting the final word that I told you no problem.
Okay. Should I go?
Koso Kasa.
Yeah, you see, I've now got the opinion that look, if we allow these town criers to even work, don't you think they will be more effective than these NCCE people? Every community, let's say every week or so, if there's a program, we allow these town criers to make the announcement and so on, rather than NCCE, because we don't hear about anything from this NCCE.
Okay.
What can someone and most often, the do is sacrificial. Or when you and Kakaka, I think it's so Jenna. Oh, they do it just to help the town.
Fire, you see, when we talk of modernizing or inculcating some of the culture in our system, these are the good aspects we can, embrace. Do you understand? We can embrace this type of thing. We are not saying the whole thing is blanket stupid, but some of them can be more effective.
I agree with you on that. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so go on.
Yeah, thank you. Obosom, your final word. Why? Obosom ni hodia any Morgan. Final word, bra. Captain Morgan. Oh.
Papa Smiley.
Your final word. You're quite
Yo. And yes, final word that some near can dear. And my family final word in ye a futu na memfama.
Oh, Patricia by.
Patricia by, but no, you're on and off into no. Nahoma
because no be something about the topics now you're discussing.
Okay. All right. Why? Nahoma not 24 and to us. Why?
Okay. As I was saying, Yeka Foundation Assembly. I would like to advise Ghanaians at large, especially Ghanaian voters, say our reasons for voting anybody into power should be result oriented. Everything we need a good foundation to hold it. We should, in as much as we are affiliated to certain parties, we should start looking at the issue in a more broader concept. Say, the Ghana we are building that today, yediama NDC, na yediama NPP no. Yen kai who say yam build the foundation be abema nkwala na eba no ebe self-sufficient. Just like Wafachum and the accounts heritage. The system we are building will make the people violent. And Yankai who say when we are not able to make everybody self-sufficient, when they are hungry and they are violent, I don't think they will go attacking people who don't have. Nti moi we dey or minor shemon sem ne mo be radio so ekasa in the favor of government, I'm pleading with you, say, since we are talking about foundation, we should understand that it is a Ghana we are building. Eti ye nyina ye be hu say obi abeka kire me say ne na oba ya wanye o say metime hwe nanim na say meka no kra ne kire no say esimasi Ghana no ye di si bibi so oba ye also wo bibi a eso mbo abetimi di esi so ba o de ba ye ebesi na ye hu yo se na ebe ya ebi ase se na ye ta kano no ebi oba ye no adwuma no so hu so a ne refi kra obekai no hu se ye de oman ne hye ne nsa se wo bebu man no anya se ebi a onfam be pesika engu ne botom ene na busuafo ebotom na ye sa foundation na was a nipa that's in as a human being to get liberation, education po simple education keke I be ma nipa liberated yentimia am so any Ghana ye education, it's nothing to write home about. It only produces thieves, especially when we come to these lawyers, because when we look at the people in politics, majority of them are lawyers and they are all thieves. So they themselves are degrading the education that they are supposed to use as a tool to educate the people to get liberated in their minds. They are even throwing it to the gutters. Into Omonkai who say, Omon Sisom Suba and net. Na ye bu o minus and ye was a buno. Near the NDC, near NPP, NDC, NPP. Echna. When the foundation start to crumple. When the foundation start to crumple. I don't tell you about Mali can I say when it rains, it doesn't rain on one man's roof. It rains on everybody's roof.
Thank you very much, Captain Vaughan. Now, of our body, so I free. Into of our body, your final word.
Papa,
you too.
Captain Vaughan, I'm a Chiano Paul. I don't book more than Capesa with a camera to so now I'm here saying I will see a boat. I don't know. Oh, Papa, my team one no me call off no me my back cry. I say foundation na mokan. I because be man fan true foundation be o over 2 years, but yeah twice na fapemni bi so ho a eno de enya kra e bi na ene ye die papa ba ku o France ya ka constitution no cause Ghana ye fapemni nyina e ma ye ho kire ye no ye bibia enye ye no Bible kra ka ho asem on was say oto fapem now de abro bia to a eja kana obese dan nyina bi your problem I hear suffer because say you to foundation here anka a lotto forecast and timin koto dua baako 400,000 ɛmfa ma sɛ 84,000 sɛ dua baako pɛ no wa calculate as a ne final calculation akosi 120 na kyɛ sɛ yɛ foundation nyɛ enti ne nipa baako ba na wasesa ne nua ne nanfofoɔ na ɔde wɔn aba abɛyɛ wɔn enti me deɛ me ho sɛ fapem no yɛto ne yie a ɛbɛma yɛ nɔɔma nyinaa akɔ yie sɛ yɛka sɛ constitution ne ayi yɛni constitution a anka sɛdeɛ ɛbɛsi abu ɔman no mmara bebree wɔ hɔ a ɛbɛhyehyɛ ɛne sɛ verbally koraa na ɛnyinaa gya to by so far as yɛakɔfa constitution wei ɛde ato yɛn ho so no biribiara wobɛka biara wobɛka sɛ court yi wobɛkɔ no because of self foundation yɛ nti ɛsi nipa baako wonkɔ appointi important place biribiara yɛ biara position biara important biara Ghana obi sɛ yɛbɛtumi de aka Ghana anase yɛbɛtumi de ayɛ ɔman no yie no ne nyinaa yɛ nipa baako pɛ na appointi no enti sɛ nipa no so nyɛ a ɔman no na ɛnyɛ enti foundation a yɛka no ebi nso bɛtumi ayɛ nipa ebi tumi yɛ nipa because Rolling Stone foundation a want to yɛ no kienya nipa papa bi wɔ hɔ a ɔka sɛ adeɛ kora deɛ nya nkɔɔ soro enti ɛneɛ yɛmu bu aseɛ no mu no ɛsɛ ɔtoa so na yɛtoa so kɔ enti papa ɛm sɛ mama ntɛmi deɛ menkasa nkyɛ nso mede ma no bɛsi sɛneɛ mɔga kaeɛ no na ɛsuo no ɛtɔ a ɛbɛgu yɛ nyinaa yɛfuo so sɛ ɛpɛ so bɛsi a ɛbɛka ɛkɔm ba a yɛ nyinaa yɛbɛte bi enti no mede ma no ɔto
yo wafa bɔdi also yɛbɛda wase sɛ ɔbosomfu ni hɔ kwabena nso ni hɔ ɛgya samoa ana mehu sɛ wɔba ɛgya samoa na mehu sɛ ɔba ahoma no som sɛ ɛgya samoa ɔno wa nso ayɛ dɛ bɛyɛ wasa atɔ fam enti mɛma fire ɛde ne final word onum gya no ɛma yɛn sisi a fire yɛnkɔ.
Papa Swale, where has Wafa gone today and we've missing me like that?
Wafa on.
Hey, Wafa.
Watch now over.
Abi, a man mebu ahyɛ no Patrick Trim. Sɛ John mebu kyerɛ me. Wɔse anemia ɔmpɔ wɔ nkae. Wodi ma anemia?
No.
Wodi ma anemia?
No.
Baba kan bo fun tire won na akọ school.
Anemia. Sɛ obi a wɔne ne si baabi basa.
Anu mpo wọn kaye.
Someone who shits around.
If Wafa is here right now, he say, Baba Swale, leave it to us.
Yo, anu mpo wọn kaye.
Fire. Your final word.
The bedo bi as me final word ni. Baba, I think a time has come. Foundation be let's use reasoning and adjust to build on it. But Obiaba no so the foundation yanko baby. Once the foundation is laid, say you're proper, you're improper. You know the foundation that is there. Oh, your architecture, you know what to do. Now Obiaba no the foundation me koto for 4 years aso. Intimation there be say, the amount of 4 years, sir. How many years will you use to build the foundation or lay the fundamentals? Many definite answer. In the ambassador says, what we have now, let's be very smart and build upon it. Omanya good, Omanya oil, but they are still living. And they are doing very well. You see, with all these human resources at our disposal, let's do something with the foundation we have. Nyanya will be about the fundamentals, bare fundamentals. No, there be your basic. That be secondary. That be secondary. Whilst nations are, they have even go to masters, and then there's in the professor emeritus. Would there be a class one? I'm sick and tired of being class one. That thinking and attitude that we have to lay foundation. What you have now, build upon it. But who will be or the one plot? But was it 66 rooms also? will be the same one plot or only 4 bedrooms also. Mechanic 2 people. Imagine 1 plot, 1 plot. Back when I say into 4 bedrooms also. Back on the same 1 plot, 66 rooms also. You see, yes, we may cry the foundation is not good. What can we do? Papa Smiley, I'm just trying to conclude with your intro. Oba Onimediane, irrespective of the man you give it.
Fire.
Yes,
you can build 66 rooms under a plot if there is lawlessness. In Germany, you cannot build that. You understand? We should create a cultural environment which should make people comfortable as well. I'm not using comfortable in terms of physical thing, but we have to create, because there's element of lawlessness. If one person, a plot you can build 4, you go and build 66. So this is food for thought.
Professor, I know Kasai.
Bambari Akasaka cry.
Indeed, American say, Baba, a young man at the honor. Basis no.
Abi, a room one, my brother bet me, Sidana, Manako through 66 and Usina Brosan.
I've heard about you today. I'm happy.
Now, I am not buying a common share that last man of the same series. I'm still there. And then
you know, when we were growing up, there's one man they used to call Christmas.
Okay, yeah. And Nana Abranti, this year, almost genuine Ghanaians that are rich, you know, on a second, genuine Ghanaians. Was it dying? Our America, 66 rooms. Of course, back home, Dubai, 55 on 1 plot. The Ghanaian, go and check. Documentary. Ghanaian, no. In the Yabaha, a young Muslim, it will speak on facts. It's possible, Dubai, you have 1 plotter, and dying about 67, 82, also. A canoe, baby, a Yano Cono, Nako Yano. Any Panamano is Yambo. Nipa, the man is Yambo. To me, I disagree with any Canada thing that we have to go and throw our constitution away. We have to build a new foundation. No! Kenya independence, we're better than Spain. Go back to that basis. Now, do good thinking and architecture. You see that we'll go to where we want to be. We don't need to put any foundation. It's only that the people who are coming don't have what it takes to build upon what we have. And I'll go back to Vaughan. So we need to even be any. What is that? Me say I'm not hurt. Yeah, because my be many. Because you granting. Also, I'm a fucker. Because I mean, so we need with him. Some conceive something, then come and tell us. I don't know if I know. So we see upon what have been built by our ancestors. A country, the whole Africa were coming there. What foundation do you want to build? Besides that, we only 1 country in the world. Ghana is the only country our sources. Go and check. I didn't any idea phone. Papa, if I say, any so we put me. Oh, I didn't idea chip. And Papa, if I say,
lithium.
One kind of resource person.
The lithium.
I didn't idea chip. I should phone.
Is it lithium?
With the whole world. And I mean, this Ghana will be a friend. Someone can't tell me.
Lithium, fire lithium.
And the idea meant to say Ghana will be. Upania, do Ghana. Upen soup, do Ghana. Upen gold, do Ghana. Apple. In China.
We've discovered we don't know.
Timber.
Aquacuno, you know,
or too much. Was says a cat national issue, Aquabana dream with the whole. In your back, politics na minua kwabena na adwena
yeah pon o sa ko fa sim ya ba mi o o te se kwabena kasa na o pe so o di ko page sa sim mi
da ko ba minua kwabena ye ba politics nso baga ni beje ne ho nanko bon shira obi a
okay
ye
beto aso nyame ya no ochna certainly fundamentals de e ya de a ehu hia enti enya de e betimi de one day aka fundamentals ehu asem a huge topic in itself. Said no. Some of the things that we bring here, no. If you approached them with open-mindedness, you realize, you say we can talk on some of those things for 6 months, even a year, and we wouldn't still be finished. It sounds speaking of fundamentals, no. If we look at our social life,
Rosemary, when you be back, but me try no kakra. Also, but was na makai. Hey, you wouldn't be in yana no chere mass. A man more from to secondary school. I do only man algebra. Indeed, when you are algebra continues. Indeed, ever continue.
Certainly, yeah, better was so far. You see, we need to look at the average Ghanaian when it comes to our social life, the average Ghanaian when it comes to our spiritual life, the average Ghanaian when it comes to our physical life, the average Ghanaian when it comes to our psychological life, and obviously the financial life as well, as I've always been saying. And then we also, when we look at it from that angle now, we find out what goes into the programming of such an average Ghanaian. The TBA no mpanyinfo se bibia nkoka papa enye de be abe to abe we suma me se bibia nkoka papa enye de
enye credit Sorry, you see, you just want to laugh, no so.
Enye credit, no, I don't know.
Enye credit, no credit.
Credit, oh.
Hey.
Whatever the
you have to do your research, oh.
Whatever the case may be, the fancy something has gone into the average Ghanaian for him or her to be what they are.
Baba Boss Valley, you see the sound I made.
Which sound?
It will depend on which region of Ghana you are from.
That's right.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So this is regional accent is what we are speaking now.
No, okay. Yo, yeah, Tiabe. Thank you. When we talk about fundamentals, a huge in itself. So huge. Na Onyansafo brother Dr. Ismail Tete, he designed a programmer to be able to program ourselves or reprogram ourselves and have that ideal Ghanaian. Emre bi atwam ehyiase edi nkomo to that effect, trying to find out some of the things about each tribe that we can be so proud of, right? Well, obviously, and then we can kind of say nipa bia it is the moon. Now the moon, no, one interesting thing about the moon, and they say there is a side of the moon no one sees, it's hidden. Let us say ubia ewo a part of him or her bia na yana opeso disi kakra, right? And so obviously tribe ubia ewo one or two things bia or pepeso where they be or the better. So but obviously there is a side of them they would want to put out. That side they want to put out and no near dear him. Now when we put all these together, obviously said your name said I can learn of you, you can learn of me, no. We can put together and then we can have the ideal Ghanaian. Now when we get to know the pluses of each tribe, we then go further on to find out what programming and those pluses are possible. Until when we identify that programming that made those pluses possible, we adopt in other areas only those pluses now. So we realize, say, my plus will be complementing yours, yours will be complementing mine. We begin to build an ideal Ghanaian. This is something that will take time for us to be able to do or accomplish, but it is worth doing. Na metaka se de ya na omudua edua ewo krom hase a omoye no, they put some framework around it. So they give the tree a particular shape. No correct. Na edua no wanhwe emra enyini no na wanhwe se de ebesi enyini na o ma ne nyini a na sa chire no ye wadwen se wo kotwitwa ho a na problems kakra debe eba quite impossible and I say very, very difficult. It is not impossible, but very, very difficult. Na the womb and say and a YouTube before the video we were 12 thing. I know you can't watch them some time ago. So for Duncan Williams and Archbishop Duncan Williams ni nua baako. Obeka kire yen say so ohwe said ye abrofo train dogs and I say guide dogs no said you musi your money na omukra omo ye very, very important kra say parliamentarians on the cancer asem no na any say ade akrama training no ebetumi aye no I tell you one here be shoko na video ya YouTube before the beto abonten no kraman enam kwa hwa na okugina zebra crossing now okugina zebra crossing that wasn't it all. Kraman etwenye ama zebra no eso green ansa na wo ye de be wo twam. Now what UTV was trying to tell us and they say kraman etumi yesa na obusa ho say eba ne sei ana enkrofo bi say de ya otiti ye no say sa stretchy your friend say vogan mo kwan ya efa akusi malam junction your friend sempo sa kwan N1 kwabna so na wo hwe enkrofo a wo mo etwetwa sa kwan anim here and there. Well, earlier on they were saying they had nowhere to cross. Yes, but still people were crossing in places where they weren't supposed to be crossing. Now here, day ana okraman etimi ko gina zebra ho, not just that, or trema green eso and sana why they be wetwem. Uti se kraman etimi program no, right? Ema etimi yesa. Die tie bia no nipa no baby a watch here duru bia no ye betima reprogram o because we a tough machine esen kraman. We a very complex and awesome machine.
Papa Smiley, let me chip in two things. Look,
what can you me run up quick
one. That Kraman, do you understand? The Kraman has been trained to observe to train to know, observe green and so on. Look at our country. This Kraman will go and reach that point. That light will never change or will not even work.
Yeah, I've been.
See how convincing this Kraman will be. The second one,
Thank you, Abby. I like your point.
Yeah, on Sunday, I traveled to Taunton in Somerset.
Okay,
that one is a different thing. and my train was delayed for about 30 minutes. Yeah, I just received an email for a refund of part of the money. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
This is a system which is working.
The system is working 24/7. Yeah, see. Bye, Abby. Bye-bye.
Exactly.
Bye-bye. Bye.
And both situations relates to a system.
Okay, all right, Abby. Yeah. I'm fan hours and so and so. Why is my
Empire is telling me I'm an alcoholic. what the Germans will say, an alcoholica.
Abby. Yo, 80 say Okrama, it's me program no MNAS nipa. Looking at how awesome we are, no, we can reprogram you and do that. But the interesting bit of it, and say, you that individual, no, you must allow yourself to be reprogrammed. That is where it all begins. Now, the NTR, I will say you have to allow yourself to be reprogrammed, and they say, Adia, I was saying Kawoye while you were young. So why yet now be we and son why I tell you. It didn't seem be example. Say usa na ye ntwa obema na ye kotiboto na kunyini na ye kutwa. Wallahi me yonku bi de ye kutwa ne sa so hu. Ngusu. Yes wo sun ya ne sa. And sometimes a check and sign a crew na idea bay. Ewu. Inti idea I wasn't cow ye. At some point in your life, no say one yet now jat one a chile okoya. Ya nedding. Inti reprogramming at an later stage in your life, no. Ya na adding, but then and say impossible. You have to be ready to go through that reprogramming. Possible. Very, very possible. But you have to allow yourself because it will demand a lot of scars. You bet you chow. Share. Wallahi. And then we go through for you to be reprogrammed. We are a typical example. They tell you, which is true, say usa, you can learn several languages than when you grow. Adintra. And yet impossible. So says you'll be able to learn another language. But no editing. And you can be reprogrammed. Yes. If only you allow yourself to go through that. You can be reprogrammed in your social life. You can be reprogrammed in your spiritual life. When we come to talk about some of the reprogramming. He has to make that decision. Me can't say me.
Papa, I saw and I mean, what media me kaketu bina 1 minute per me ko cry. Papa, catch a burger. Catch a burger say answer now beto abano. Uhia uze register answer no wait me at a change government enjoy program no hono register. Na edu so a watimi akosa line no watimi a change ya bank and open no betimi a enti no every program am person ya no we dey anya den e mere kura mpa ne chew
asemu babna ne anya den ba so say na me ko ma asem a be person obum no me nya nyansani a ma reprogram me ho akoto aba na ama no me nya hu pe out me announce o radio so kra say me koto aba don't worry.
Okay, you. Thank you very much.
Hey, 1 second.
Hey,
you said something. They say
Papa, they have been with the offending to a former position. And they have and
no, was for her, you said that is no
no, I cannot replace Wafa. Hey. Wafa wants the whole floor to be left with him and he will take charge. How can I be like Wafa?
Yes.
They say if you grow up, they cut your thing the big power.
In the big say?
Hey, they say the big abnormal if you grow up, like your friend you were talking about. That's a scientific research. You don't know.
Esuna evidence na bebre onzo ye usane ye ka we dey only hwe nti pain keto e bi but When you try, papa, obey super, over Mr. Cobna.
And I said,
Lebra, part of the word now you channel, any be a man, baby anke ya kibi anke nyoya because we pay a ma do buy for ya man epiduria e dia chenechi o chim ya pa ne yanso ye hoyi de afena ye bekam de mercy so brimu a
malam before the malam will come, he's got knife in his pocket. The malam got knife in his pocket, come into your house.
Ghana for yesterday.
You any year.
You die once. Look at your
Mumusa and you, Mumusa Bogan. Now that's a form pay. Why na?
Na me omanya mame kranka me amaye ma de. Na adie de was ben kataso. Kwabena.
Mom ya fancy na ensema nanka me pesa be kan doso, but I was saying no twi ya me kobo hour of awakening and empowerment. The tie bia no me say ha ya pon dwuma de nemum yen kasa nwie. No two ways about that. Yen kasa nwie. Nyam yad much na. The aka na yen tim yanka no. Ye de be she fridge na ye kwa akoda yi no me kan sim bia kiro na dwene ho ochna a case study ye be bubu ho na ye hwe the programming na e ma sa ayonko miensa we say omu nyina ewo this particular way of thinking enkrofo miensa bi omu ye akronfo right en kan so omu anaso omu ku wi ade na omu wi afo bi mpumam enti chicken ana omu kwa kuwia old story but they have just restructured the story ana omu dia video enti the first person edin safa empomani mu a wokoyi chicken no say na if you run wo hono enti no nim dia ekoso nyina enti wafa inkurafidie enti odin safa empomani mu a woyi chicken na odi inkurafidie no fenensa okay what the fenensa no na akwa no eyedin waka mu hye ne yam because oy kronfo won pese obe dede wodwen se ekurafidie keke ene da honom mi hu ana ifiru ana gina honom a wo ye sa de ne nti won pese obetiem na aburu alarm na bia ya be de ya beche no eti efe ne nsa no ana oye ne nsa ba akono se de ase de wo de chicken bi hye ne num no ana o signal na damfo ba akono se wono so mra ma de be imagine dia bi wo ho chicken ni bi wo ho mra ma fa bi the second one no enso baaye no the same thing and if you run the fencer no so yeah lie say de wonya chicken ni bi no signal the other person so say wonya de be omra ono so me ni de and a third one no so call the same thing and a two no. Now the question is na first one no odi ne sakoshe mu na ade no fair no wan kan chen na mfofo ne se da bi BBC ene wo ho nti me wo so menye de enko na odi share ne ho na wo ma ne nua no so koye ama ye de ade no fair no na die nti ana second one no so koye a ye de fair no wan kan chen third one se da bi menua da bi adwuma ye nyina na ye BBC ai de be ewo ho memfa nsanko na uja no ema ne koye na ono so ye de fe no nyam yad mo china case study ye be kan ho ase wate programming ehwa na na sika adaroma. A big thank you to you all for doing the listening today. There was a little hiccup along the way, but as always challenges makes us unfold into our higher, nobler, intelligent, more creative self, and we're able to override whatever challenges that we went through. It's like the sun meeting the clouds. It burst into a spectrum of colors. When we meet these challenges, we burst into beautiful, higher, glorious self. That is how it is. And to all the very ones who shared their views, who spent their time talking about all the various things that we discussed today. And that's here, Ekesia, Enko, Mamunina, Medina Yansano, and Noah, and Papa Smiley, you may dear who chame. We'll come back tomorrow. If yada, Bojaye, no be abi dear Shenovo. Aquabwa, on it, Senasul, or say, Obia, a very beautiful tune. One right after that, Hour of Awakening and Empowerment next. Bye bye.
True. What do you say? I don't feel me. What is that? Say my dream. Sorry, I'm about one dream. Go down so I want dream. When you mention I'm into mintina, me wanna swim into mingaza. Me do it, say I don't feel me. Me baby, I say, me better don't go. Until you hear me more, I'm in your someone to call my own. Me and I can't get. Now I found someone to sit on my throne. Oh, my friend, no him, man. That's a friend, me, oh, him. I don't be your. Me to be your nephew. Boy, yeah. Me ma obi janga me a toya. Engozi zepo beda santi memory. Utumasi, me ne wale beu. When him near seni ame, you know. When I'm near Sunny, I know. When I'm near Sunny, I know. Me baby, I say, me better don't go. It's your evening, more. Me know be me baby, I say, me better don't go. But do you wait? Don't see no yeah. Me baby, I say, me better don't go.
Full radio. Aha, and a Kenyan system. Aha, and a Ghana tea. Aha, and a Viasi Unity. Aha, near card and Cassia Bobo Ghana. So pay in some pay be any Yans assembly it's here. A free Tuesday, Equasi Friday for a free dinner to a control radio. I will Pamaso.